4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live! Hello all, welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with the one, the only Mr. Justin Thomas James.
Good morning.
And the beautiful Ms. Jo Fallak. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here this beautiful Wednesday night to bring you a little game we like to call Little Horrors.
Do it now. Do it now.
I remember these this is so like early 2000s. Yeah, soundboards where we'd like call up our friends and hold the microphone.
E-bombs world.
Oh my god.
Very E-bombs world. But I love it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the INVICTUS stream. It is, of course, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and we are here bringing you some role-playing action. And we are so happy to be here. We missed you all last week.
How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Who is your daddy, and what does you do?
You didn't know I was going to say that, did you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we were off last week. Joe and I were on vacation. Justin was down in, was it Nashville?
Affirmative.
Yeah, I thought so.
Shit.
And we unfortunately didn't have the stream last week, but we are back.
Kansas City.
With a vengeance. Kansas City, that's in Nashville.
I don't have a clip of Arnold saying Kansas City. If you could send one.
Kansas City.
There, done.
Oh, good. There it is.
Joe, you do your impression.
Kansas City.
Good enough?
That's better than good enough. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression is almost as good as the real thing.
What do you mean impression? That was just Arnold Schwarzenegger that you were channeling, I'm pretty sure. I've done an entire game in Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I know how it works. But
Affirmative.
Yeah. What the hell was I trying to say again? We were off last week, but we are here this week bringing you one beautiful little one-shot called Little Horrors. It's going to be a game of creepy toys meets a Tim Burton-esque sort of child fantasy movie, I guess. Mm-hmm. Tim Burton sort of has that weird fantasy family horror.
Yeah, it is fantasy horror. Yeah, like 9. Is 9 Tim Burton?
I think it might have been produced by him. No, it was like a Polish type thing.
Yeah, okay.
But he's got this like weird. He's kind of got the market cornered on this like horror child fantasy stuff. Now he kind of lost all of it. I heard Dumbo is pretty shitty, but it looked cool. But
I don't want to see it.
No, she cried during the trailer.
Either. Oh, really? Wow.
During the trailer.
Shut up.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is of course
It's so sad.
It's an 18+ show. If you are uncomfortable with no words such as pee pee poo poo dada,
Dumbo.
One of us is in deep trouble.
Then you need to not watch the video anymore. But before you close the video, please like it. Give us a big old thumbs up because it makes us feel good. It gives us little hamster-like pellets. Do it now.
Do it now.
Additionally, God, that keeps throwing me off. What else do we have to talk about? Facebook.
Gotta stay on your toes, man.
If you're watching this on YouTube, like it. If you're not, I don't know where else you'd be watching it. Join the Facebook group. Facebook group is the place where we get together, we hang out, we have the most fun.
Twitch, right? We stream to Twitch?
Please don't call me out.
We spend a lot of time on Twitch.
Please don't make it public. Twitch is still a thing?
Don't you restream to Twitch?
Right.
We restream to everything. We use Restream to restream to everything.
I know. You're like, I don't know where else you would be watching it on if it wasn't YouTube. But
I don't know. This fucking Arnold is throwing. I don't even know. Every time I talk, I get thrown off by this. I'm just going to take these off. 18+ show, of course. Facebook group. Also, Discord is a place that's hanging out. If you are listening to this on one of these multi-restreamed surfaces, I guess, make sure you're chatting with us on the Discord. The Discord is where we have all the social hub. Everyone is chatting along and sending pictures and GIFs. It is definitely the place to be. If you're part of the Facebook group, you have a chance to be part of the most valuable posts. It is the distinguished honor of someone that we pick out amongst the groups and friends that we have and say, hey, you done really, really good. And this week, we want to give a special award and a thank you to the one the only Mr. Terry Erickson. Last week, as I said, we were off. But Terry stepped up and he read Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft for the Facebook group. He recorded it in its entirety, I think. It was long. It was long? It was like half an hour, I think. It was a long one. So
Cool.
Thank you to Terry for doing that. That was awesome and made us feel really good. And you guys commented, and it was such a nice moment to be part of the stream. So thank you so much, Terry. You win this week's Most Valuable Post.
Well done.
Okay, now all the stuff is done, so I can put my headphones back in. There, that's it.
Head it out.
Tonight, we got a game.
Fired.
We got Fire.
Oh, I don't have it.
No, Justin's fired.
I don't have that one.
Reminds me of Alex. Alex always used to do stuff like that, like the soundboards. He was so crazy with the soundboards. It's the second time Alex has come up to
break anybody with it?
Unsuccessfully, I'm sure. Most of the things back then were pretty unsuccessful.
Like
Arnold,
giggling in the
Arnold
background.
Schwarzenegger, is that you?
Arnold, really? It only ever worked on the people who didn't really know who Arnold Schwarzenegger was and just thought this person was being annoying. But then that sort of defeated the whole purpose of having the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard if they didn't really know who they were and if they're just being annoying.
It's true. It's true.
You know, so that was the soft middle ground that you needed to hit. A lot of fun stuff happened this week. It was E3, which is the entertainment expo that just like announces all of the new games. I think the big talk of the town. There were 3 big talks of the town, from what I could tell. The first was, of course, Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077.
So what? No, I didn't see the whole hubbub. What is the hubbub about there?
So you know Cyberpunk 2077
You know who
is coming out,
Keanu
right?
Reeves is, right?
I know of him. I've heard the name before. Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077 is like a super popular game coming out by CD Projekt Red, the guys who did Witcher 3, guys and gals.
Oh, nice.
And it's supposed to be huge. It's also based on the role-playing game Cyberpunk 2020. It's supposed to be huge world, huge everything. And they announced at E3 that one of the like companions is Keanu Reeves, done in like full, better than he looks in real life. And just everyone went crazy because it was totally unexpected, And I have to double down on that because I figured of all the companions you're ever going to play with in a game.
Great question. Who would it be if not Keanu Reeves?
Who would I want to play with, or who would it be expected?
Who would you want to play with?
I mean, Bill
Kevin
Gates
Costner.
impersonator, obviously. Kevin Costner.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Or
I like Bill Gates impersonator.
Bruce Campbell, probably. Ash. I would totally play with some Ash.
True.
Listen up, meathead. I don't know. There's a lot of good options. But I did not expect Keanu Reeves, and kind of awesome for it.
I know who I would pick.
Who?
Yeah.
Actually, I would play
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And that's an interesting little segment, too, when you think about it, because now they are working really hard, in the visual effects field at like reanimating dead people. Like you saw it with Princess Leia when she was young in Rogue One, and they did it with Grandma Tarkin in Rogue One as well. And this new Irishman movie by Martin Scorsese is like de-aging all of the like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. I wonder if you're not only going to be able to see people who have passed away in video game or in movies, but in video games as well. Wouldn't that be cool to like play through Fallout with Mickey Rourke?
I was just imagining Joe Pesci as your companion in
I was thinking, what's his name? Fucking,
what's
the
it
Western
called?
guys. Who has the salad dressing? Who's the guy?
Oh, Paul Newman?
Paul Newman. Yeah.
Who's the salad
It's
dressing?
like Red Dead Redemption with the salad
With Paul
dressing guy,
Newman?
Paul Newman.
That actually would be pretty fucking awesome. Yeah. So there's a lot of possibility with this, which I'm kind of liking. I'm hoping people. I mean, yeah. Imagine playing like a Dirty Harry video game.
Oh yeah, 100%. But so Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 77. Why was that an issue?
Not an issue. It was a good thing.
Everyone lost their
was it
minds. They were so
good?
Oh, people went crazy. Yeah. No, it was huge.
Okay, I thought it was like controversy. Like
No.
they emulated him and they created him,
No,
but
he
they
came
didn't
out and
use.
presented it. He was like,
That's so badass.
awesome.
That's so fuck.
"You're gonna
That guy is
love
killing it right now.
2077." Yeah, he's actually doing really well. I'm really, you know what?
He is killing it.
I'm really happy for him. I have to say there are a few celebrities that whenever I see them in the news or media, I'm kind of like, you know what? They seem like good people. He is one. Hugh Jackman is one. I'm a big fan of Hugh Jackman's thing.
I would love to have David Attenborough as my companion.
You mean Richard Attenborough?
I feel that way about Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he'd be like that too, I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Notice how most of these are Canadian or Australian, the kind people. Anyway, so that was one of the big things. The other, I said 3, but now I can only remember 2. The other big one is that they announced that they're working on a sequel for Breath of the Wild, which I think, yeah, everyone is going to be happy about because Zeldor is awesome.
Did you know? So Project Red, they're not allowed to make any Witcher games anymore.
I heard because the writer's an asshole or something.
Yeah,
he's like, I fucked up my story. Whatever. And Banjo-Kazooie is in Smash Brothers, if that's something you like.
Fucking right. Yes, I love both of those things. I love Smash Brothers. I also love Banjo-Kazooie.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. I'm going on
No,
sarcasm.
no, seriously. I
Really?
do love them both. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being childish. I'm being like I don't know. Like I'm just
childish in a good, like your childlike sense of wonder.
Yeah. My childish sense of wonder is activated when I think about the possibility of replaying Banjo-Kazooie. And I got in an argument with someone this weekend about redoing games that were done. Like the Final Fantasy VII remake has a release date, March 3rd, 2020, which I'm stoked for. But I was talking to someone about why do you have to remake it? I mean, the game was good. I'm like it's a totally different game now. Like the graphics are incredible. Like they could have not changed anything and just made the graphics better. I still would have picked it up. They're like, yeah, but it's just a cash grab. They're just redoing it. I'm like, no, it's not. There's something about it. I don't think so.
Put it this way. Their motivations aside, they might have been like, oh, we need money, let's remake it. But it doesn't matter because it's still a quality game. Case in point, the Resident Evil remake, which got rid of all the locked camera angles, which is funny because a lot of people were like, oh, they ruined it because the camera angles are now all free form or whatever. And like the guy who made it commented, he's like, the only reason we did that was because we didn't have like the processing power to allow a 360. He's like, it could only do single screen. He's like, if we could have done a fully immersive horror game, you bet your ass we would have.
Yeah, they would have. Exactly. I mean, it makes me wonder, like Disney's doing it a lot right now, like the Dumbo and Lion King.
Yeah, the film remakes.
Like,
yeah. Well, that, I don't know. Is that a cash grab? I guess that is. That seems like more of a cash grab than a video game for some reason for me, but I don't know if that's
maybe
true.
you could do it maybe you could say it's a cash grab. Really, I mean, it's like remastering an album. I mean, nobody says that a remastered album is a cash grab. It's the same album, but it's just like slightly nicer. You could think of it this way: that it's the same movie, but it's just nicer. It's even more than a remaster.
It's like a
it
double
can be
HD
both.
version.
I mean, I feel like people don't have to choose between making money and, you know what I mean? They're obviously trying to contribute to the artistic vision of Dumbo or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But they're also like, people are going to come and see this film because it's a Disney picture and it's people's favorite.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the case, I will check it out, especially at Lion King because the music is dope, and E3 was a lot of fun, and also Bloober Team, that horror company that did Layers of Fear, they announced a Blair Witch horror game, which looks pretty good.
Blair Witch horror game.
Yeah, it's like a Blair Witch first-person horror.
Oh, that would be freaky. That'd be like Slender Man.
Yeah,
Like in the forest and finding.
I'm excited.
So anyway, that was this week, E3. Joe and I just got back on vacation on... actually, Joe, Justin, and I got back from vacation on Monday night. We all landed within half an hour of each other at the airport and didn't actually know. So
Yeah.
so that was that.
Oh, we were all super tired. So we wouldn't have been able to interact well.
Harlan and I were sitting in the back of the Uber, like both on our phones, just grateful for the Wi-Fi. We'd been on a plane for 7.5 hours. And it's like 11-ish p.m. And he turns to me and he's like, It's stupid if I want to order pizza.
Not
So
at
we
all,
ordered
man.
pizza.
Not at all.
We like
That's what I
timed
did
the Uber arrival on one phone and then waited with the order ready for delivery on the other phone and like ready to press the button, waiting for it to be like 15 minutes till we get home.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it, really. See, Colin said, I think it's a cash grab, but that doesn't mean it can't also be good too. And you know what? That's a really good point too. I mean, it doesn't affect the original either. A lot of people get really pissy because they're like, remake my favorite movie or my favorite video game. It's like, okay, but the one you like still exists. It's like you can still touch it and feel it. Like it doesn't delete it.
No one can watch the original Lion King.
Yeah, it's not like it's overwriting it. And if you really don't like the remake, or if it just ends up being shitty, then just pretend it doesn't exist.
You can't just watch the first one. It's fine.
On the other hand, you have the chance of remaking something and getting something a little better. Like I think we do tend to look at these with rose-tinted glasses because they were part of our childhood and blah blah blah. But especially with video games, when like to an extent, animated movies, I guess you could make the same argument because they were products of the limitations as well. If they could have done Lion King fully 3D animated, yeah, they probably would have done that. Same with Final Fantasy. If they could have done it with the most immersive stuff ever, they probably would have. So yeah, to an extent, I would also argue that these are maybe the final versions of what the original intention was for the film or the video game, that they get to do it the way they had originally planned. So there you go.
I agree.
There you go.
There you have it. There you have it.
You've been told.
You've been told. This is all a part of the game.
Part of my game.
Meta.
Part of my game.
Rippin' McGee says, is this table talk or are they going to play a game?
Oh, shit.
Yo.
Had enough?
Oh, yeah? You had enough?
Play a game or what?
I'm gonna say that, did you?
Yeah, you didn't know I was going to say that. Oh, no. You got to go, Arnold? You got to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, then take it easy. It was great seeing you.
Goodbye.
Why Arnold?
That was a
Rippin' McGee wants us to play the game. And Rippin' McGee gets what Rippin' McGee wants.
All right. Rippy McGee gets what Rippy... I don't even know where that is.
Rippy McGee.
Who wants to bet that there's a downvote on the video? And who wants to bet that it's Rippy
There
McGee?
is no downvote. There is no downvote.
No? No?
No. I'm checking right now. I'm checking
Is there?
right now. I'm excited.
There is not. New here. Oh, welcome, Rippy McGee.
Checking
Welcome
right
to the Invictus stream.
now.
Rippy McGee's new. Rippy
Wow.
McGee's new.
Welcome.
So we shouldn't make fun of them.
Everyone post welcome gifts for
Well,
Rippy.
Well, there's
I
also
think Rippy McGee can take a joke.
yeah, probably. Let's see. Well, there's no downvote, so they can take a joke. Okay. All right. Rippy McGee.
But how much of a joke can they take? Rippy McGee, I'm gonna do this and that and that and that and that and that. And that. And you're gonna die.
So tonight's game is called Little Horrors. It is a game that these guys will be playing little toys. It's sort of inspired by the movie Little Monsters with Howie Mandel and
Little monsters
Eric.
walking down the street.
Not
Little
Eric.
monsters.
What's the kid from Boy Meets World?
Eric.
Yeah, but the actor's name.
Boy.
Will
I don't
Wheaton
know Harlan.
look-alike
Oh, I forget.
contest
Kind
winner.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
JTT? No, that's Lion King. Now we're
That
going full
was definitely one of my first crushes
Oh, what's his
ever.
name? What's his name?
JTT.
Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf was in a show. Shia LaBeouf was in Saved by the Bell.
No. What?
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
No. What? No.
Wasn't
what are
he?
you talking about? Shia LaBeouf?
I thought Shia LaBeouf was in Saved by the Bell, was he not?
No. Are you thinking he's Screech?
I'm thinking he's Screech.
Yeah, no. That's Dustin Diamonds or Desmond Diamonds or something. That's not.
All right.
Join us.
doesn't-
Hello. Welcome to Invictus, the deep
Oh,
dive.
I'm thinking Even Stevens.
He wasn't even Stevens.
where we look up actors from the 90s.
You know what's weird? Shia LaBeouf is in a new movie about his story. It's about his childhood.
You mean it's like
Oh,
an
really?
autobiography
Yeah,
movie?
but the coolest thing is someone else plays him and he plays his dad.
Oh, weird.
I wonder if it's
Apparently
like
his dad was abusive.
therapy for him.
It probably would be very therapeutic. He's kind of a weird dude. There's an RPG called Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Shut up. Why
No,
aren't we
for
playing
real.
that tonight?
Let's play it.
I'm kidding.
Let's do it.
I'll run it.
We got something
feel
good
like
planned.
every time I read,
I think that there's a.
Honestly, every time I read like a zany one-shot RPG idea, I'm kind of like, I can think of a zany or one-shot RPG idea. It like inspires me to want to do more zany one-shot RPG ideas, like actual Hitman Keanu Reeves. That sounds like an RPG.
Hitman Keanu.
Actual Hitman Keanu Reeves.
Or Sherlock Holmes is in a vampire.
Or for Sherlock Holmes is in a vampire. That's right.
Who is also one of the aforementioned Sherlock Holmeses.
So tonight, our role-playing system is the Amalg system, which is brand new. Happy to announce the official launch of Amalg.
Should we show the character sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
TM, copyright.
TM.
Yeah,
So
this is our property.
The official
Nobody
Amalg
else.
character sheet.
Nobody else has access to this.
This is the first version that we have of it. I've worked really hard on this. I literally edited while we were preparing the game.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on this.
So here's the thing. We really
original.
like the roles. Okay, here. We like the rule systems. Can you center that? For a few different games.
No.
We'll just drag it to the center of the screen. There we go. A
What
little
that
more
looks
to
like,
the right.
wow.
A little more to the right. A little more to the right. A little more to the right.
Like that?
No, a little more to the right. Keep going. Like a lot
I'm so
more.
glad
A
that
lot more to the
Aisha
right.
makes
Like,
these
center
into
it on your
podcasts.
Like this?
Yeah, like undo the video, undo the screen. Like just drag your paint to the middle of your screen.
No, but it's an application window.
That's okay.
It's not. Yeah, but it's not going to. I can move it wherever I want. It's not going to change. It's not.
Oh,
gonna
you're not
change
screen
because
sharing
it's
your
the
actual
window
desktop.
itself. No.
Well, whatever.
No.
Okay. Well, then put some white space on the left of it and move it over or something.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. That's like, wow, this has
Unnecessary.
really become a production.
Well, it's all cut
Sorry,
off
go
for the
on,
people.
Harlan.
They can't see it. Because
They can't see it?
Zoomed in. No, they can't. They can lose half of it.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
not doing
Okay,
it for
I'll do
you, for
that.
me.
Can I do that? No, I don't
No.
know.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
figure this out. Okay.
Anyway, we've taken the top half of Dungeon World and the bottom and the features of End of the World, and we've put them together in a stitched effort to
It's called World.
It's just called World.
Okay.
Or Amalg.
go.
Amalg World.
There you go.
You're not screen
How's
sharing.
that?
You're not
Oh,
showing
I
us
should- I guess I
anything.
I guess I should do that.
What are you
Alright.
doing?
Are you
Okay,
high?
hold on.
What is
No,
this?
I'm not. I'm not high at all.
There we go. That works.
That's. I had to share the screen so it could be in the middle.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, you can see we've taken the strength, intelligence, dexterity, wisdom. So we use standard array on the top. Skills we're going to be changing. Special abilities we're going to be changing. And then physical, positive, and negative features, just like we do in End of the World, plus the stress and health from End of the World. So we have an Amalg.
Amalg.
Yeah.
TM.
I'm just putting it on the Discord so that everyone can see it if they want.
Arnold's back, everyone. But he'll be quiet. Keep it down, Arnold.
Arnold, quiet you. You're being too loud. Oh, wait a minute. I guess Joe's the smart one because she just shared
me a
it straight to
break.
this. Give me a break. All right, you can stop sharing. Anyway, that's,
You can tell that we're all just a little bit left of jet lagged.
Who is this fucking motorcycle?
What? No, this is prime comedy gold and rehearsed for ages.
Well practiced.
You're
We've
welcome.
We've had this stream planned since the beginning of the Invictus
Ooh,
stream.
End of the Dungeon World. I like that. That sounds pretty cool, actually. That sounds like a cool.
Colin.
TM.
I'm mailing it to myself right now. Throw it out the window.
All right. Well, I mean, should we just start this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just start it.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's nice. It's mayonnaise. You brought some mayonnaise to your desk.
Without further ado, Little Horrors. You open your eyes to see a high, peaked roof. Sun cuts in between deep brown slats of wood that form the ceiling high above your head. You turn to see an open chest against one of the walls. The wood floor beneath you feels dry, caked in dust. The room is stacked with boxes as flecks float across streams of light. The room is still, unmoving, feels warm in the afternoon sun. An odd sense of wonder courses through you. You move your arms. They feel stiff, and for a moment you wonder what this is. Are you alive? Before sound can form within you, you hear a soft, almost docile voice ask, "Can you hear me?" You sit up, both of you, to see a small bed. It sits in the corner of this warm room, bathed in the afternoon sunlight. The simple wooden frame seems almost antique. The sheets upon it look like they're covered in a quilted pattern. The bed is made, and you study the darkness underneath the bed and hear the voice again. "How do you feel?" Who are we looking at? Two small objects lie on the floor in the center of this attic room. To the left, Joe, who are we looking at?
We see, it's hard to tell at first. She sits up, rolls over a little bit, and rolls her shoulders. Plastic, moving. Life, there's a squeak. One arm moving in an old joint. The tone of her skin is dull, dusty. We see a doll, part of a doll. She is not whole. She looks down at herself, and her body ends around the bottom of her torso. Seems to be affixed somehow to the lower half of her body, which is painted brightly colors, wooden but chipped. Train. Little toy choo-choo train. Runs her plastic hands over her face and up to where her hair once was. Instead, a big sticky mass. She rolls forward a little bit, and her wheels make a little sound against the wooden floor. She turns. Hello?
You turn to the side of you to see another toy lying next to you. What do we see, Justin?
Really, it is a teddy bear. It's stained. It's got stitches of thick yarn that it is made of. That it looks like it once held a nice. It's a nice road pattern, but it looks very, very old. The yarn is frayed, and there are skipped stitches, as if the person who had put it together had made a mistake here and there. And the bear sits up, and there is a muffled fabric on fabric sound as it sits and looks around. One of its black button eyes is hanging from a thread, and it looks around confused before taking its left paw and pulling it up to its eye and grasping it and holding it up. Hello?
Again, the voice that again seems almost calm sounds out from underneath the bed before you. It's completely dark from underneath, and you hear the voice slide out like a fog. How do you feel?
I don't know. How do you feel?
I feel all right. Two black hands begin to reach out from within the darkness under the bed, and from the shadows you see two pale eyes like slits open in an instant. For a moment the two of you are curious. From the darkness, almost that oppressive wind washes over you, stirring the small bit of fabric that sits in frays on each of you. And the voice speaks in a tone that seems almost fatherly. The two of you are seeing and feeling and hearing for the first time. Tell me, how do you feel? The hands sort of slide out. Long, thin, wisp, almost smoke-like fingernails seem to flow to either side of the large wooden room. And yet the arms tend to hang in the shadows, seeming to avoid the light that cuts in from the sky above.
I feel stiff.
I feel tired.
That's to be expected, and a little surprised. The voice seems like it doesn't quite fit the vision you see, but knowing nothing before it, you sort of watch curiously. And after a moment, the voice continues. I watched it all happen. The boy downstairs, he came up with a pair of scissors. Those scissors. The yellow eyes dart towards the door that lead to this room, and you see the glint of light reflecting on a pair of silver scissors that sit by the door. He came into this room and pulled parts of you from that chest over there. A chest sits open against the other wall. Cut pieces out of you and left you all scattered about on the floor. And looking down on the wooden floorboards, you see small bits of twine and frayed and stuffing that's sort of half left, and yet the two of you seem complete.
Who am I?
You're whoever you want to be. You are given life. What do you want to be?
I don't know yet.
Me neither.
She rolls on her train wheels over to the silvery implement on the floor. What happened?
Well, the voice sort of chuckles softly. You were toys. Both of you, at least parts of you, were. In that chest over there. Up here for storage, most likely. From the last family, maybe this family, I'm not too sure. I've been here for a long time myself. The yellow eyes sort of glancing up towards the old bed that it sits beneath, and then back down towards the two of you. I couldn't leave you there, and so I used this. The large hand sort of sweeps to the corner of the room, and from the shadows it rolls out a spool of yellow thread and a single needle that sticks out of it. It sort of knocks against your foot, Justin. And I sewed the two of you back together and gave you life.
Thank you.
I appreciate this.
All
I
right.
think
So, what do we do now?
What do we do? Do we sit? Do we talk?
What do you do?
Me?
Yes.
I am an oogly boogly. I have existed for as long as this house, and much longer before that. I dwell in the darkness. My world is down here below me, and the yellow eyes flick down towards what you presume is the floor that exists underneath this bed. My world is not one that welcomes creatures like you, but I have created you to help me in a way, to help you as well. See, boys like young Stanley Kane, boys who came up to this attic, who cut up poor innocent toys that were meant to be discarded or given to other children many years ago. Well, he's a mean boy. He's a bad, naughty little boy. And Oogly
Bad?
Boogly's... Yes. Bad.
Oh.
In a way that all he had to do was leave you be. But instead he decided to come up and hurt you. Destroy what was made of you for children to play with. I exist as an answer to boys like that. The hands sort of scale along the entirety of the room, and almost behind you, and as you look back, you see large wardrobes draped in white cloth in the corners, wooden crates stacked upon each other, mirrors draped in cloths, pictures leaned up, everything caked in a layer of dust as you sort of continue to understand the high-peaked roof of this attic. I think we can set young Stanley straight. I brought you two to life as my friends. I think if we teach him a lesson, maybe we can save young Stanley from a life of being a naughty boy.
Should we help you?
Of course. Well, why wouldn't you? After all, I gave you life. We should work together.
All right.
We should. Yes.
So, what do we do now?
Well, oogly booglies like me can only exist in darkness. I have to stay beneath the bed at all times. Basically, my feet, as it were, like you there, Teddy, they need to stay in this hole under the bed, in my world, down below these floorboards where all the oogly booglies exist. So I can't go about and teach young Stanley a lesson, but perhaps the two of you could. See, young boys like Stanley, they can't get in trouble. If they leave out peanut butter on the counter, or if they don't pick up their shoes from the front hall, they get in trouble. Their parents yell at them, and they get sad. And I think young Stanley, after coming up here and using those silver scissors to cut up two poor innocent toys, well, I think Stanley deserves to be taught a lesson. Don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. She leans down and with a plastic hand picks up one of the finger holes of the silver scissors and then drags them along beside her as she wheels back over to the teddy bear.
I don't know. I suppose it's better than sitting.
Oh, of course it's better than sitting. See, oogly booglies like me need toys like you. That's how we teach boys their lessons. I've been in many a house, although I've been in this one for far too long, stuck under this poor bed, stuck half in oogly boogly land. And I think that if we teach young Stanley Kane a lesson, then everything will be all right. What do you say? Should the three of us make it happen?
Yeah.
The teddy bear looks up to the train Barbie. I suppose we should.
Well, good. To properly teach young Stanley a lesson and the error of his ways, we'll need a few things, won't we? 3 to be exact. But
Three things.
I won't load you up too early. You two are new to your bodies. Stand up. Why don't you walk around a little bit? Why don't you try stretching those legs of yours, Teddy? And the voice is almost giddy with the prospect of teaching Stanley a lesson. And yet you still have not seen its mouth, only the yellow eyes. But they're expressive. They move, almost cartoonish. Sad when his voice slumps down, and sharp and happy and thin when asking things of you. The entire time, the arms wrapped around the entire dark shadows of the corners of the room. Let's see those legs, Teddy.
Okay. And I stand up slowly and wobble a little bit and then fall once on my behind.
Yes, Teddy. Again.
And the problem was that I was trying to hold on to my eyeball while it was happening, my eye button rather. And so I'm going to take my eye button and I'm going to kind of flop it over my head because it's attached to the string and dangling.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm going to push myself up using both hands to stabilize myself. And with jittering knees, I managed to make it to my feet.
Well done, Teddy. Why don't you walk over there to the chest? Is there anything in it?
I don't know. I'll go look. And I start kind of awkwardly wobbling over to the chest.
Oh, well done, Teddy. Good job. Yes. And Chubby, do you want to try as well?
She's like absent-mindedly fiddling with the scissors that are far too big for her to really use properly. I want legs too. Why don't I have legs?
Oh, Chubby, you have wheels. That's almost better in a way. You can glide at such speeds across the room. You can zoom across the floorboards. Try, Chubby, the voice says almost excitedly.
And she sort of scoots her wheels a little bit, kind of morosely. Stanley took away my legs, didn't he?
Yes, I'm afraid he did.
Well, I can go fast anyway. She throws the scissors aside and zooms over towards where the teddy bear is standing, almost knocking him off his feet as she scoots by.
And Teddy does a twirl as she scoots by him and beats him to the chest.
Well done. I'm so proud of both of you. And as he says that, you hear a voice from downstairs. It's a young voice, a kid, maybe 8 years old, and it screams and it says, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." And you hear the door slam downstairs so loudly that it seems to shake the floor, and the eyes underneath the bed form slits. It sounds like Stanley is having another fight with Mom and Dad.
What about? Why are they fighting?
Oh, Stanley's a bad boy. Most likely he wasn't listening to them once again. Children, I think it's time we taught this Stanley a lesson. I said that we would need 3 things. First, I need you to take something of Stanley's, something he loves. I can't exactly see what he loves. Unfortunately, I'm stuck under this bed. But you two can go down, look around, maybe find something he loves and bring it back to me. Toss it here into the darkness beneath the bed. What do you say?
What are the other 2 things?
Oh, I'll tell you once you come back. I don't want to burden you yet, and they can be rather difficult. Just find something Stanley loves, something small, something you can carry, and bring it back up to me, the oogly boogly. Or, if it makes you feel better, you can call me Papa.
Okay. Papa? Oh, I can do this. We can do this together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We find something that he loves and bring it back to Papa.
Exactly. And now, children, I ask you one more favor, and this is the most important of all. You need to promise me that no matter what, you will respect my request. Can you promise that?
Okay.
I promise.
Thank you, children. Now, do you see that by the door to this room? And his yellow eyes look over towards the door, and sitting next to it is a tall, silver garbage can. That silver box, you must promise me, both of you, to never look in. Can you promise me that?
I promise.
But what if there's something that the little boy really loves in there?
No. You must promise me that you will never look in it.
Okay.
I promise.
Good. Good children. Now, go find something that Stanley loves and bring it back to Papa. I'll be waiting for you. And as he...
Okay, I will... I'll do this. But one thing first, Papa.
Yes?
What's a promise?
A promise is something that you keep, no matter what. It means that you will never do what you intend not to do.
Oh.
I love you. And his arms recede back the length of the room, crawling across the dark corners and under the bed. And after a moment, the yellow eyes sort of float and dance back and say, "Hurry back, my children." And the eyes shut. And you're standing in the attic room.
What? So looking around us, we've got some boxes, like you said, some real heavy shadow around the perimeters of the room.
Yep.
Do we see a staircase leading down? Are we looking at a hatch situation?
No, there looks like to be a door, but it is shut. Other than that, it's a square room. The bed sits on one wall. There's sort of a open toy box chest next to it. Across from it is a dresser, some boxes draped, pictures, mirrors, things like that. And then the door on the final wall with a garbage can sitting next to it. The room is sort of peaked into a pyramid, and slats of fading light sort of illuminate it. But now even the light is starting to fade.
Chubby wheels forward through these dim shafts of light, disturbing the dust on the floor of the attic as she sort of rolls around the room contemplatively, just taking in the surroundings. Then she spins around and wheels over back to Teddy.
Almost knocking Teddy over as I stagger backwards. Whoa.
Oh,
And my
Teddy.
eye swings around and I grab it. Oh, well, we should do the things that we promised to do,
Yes.
right?
I guess the first thing to do is find the boy. And then ask him what he likes. Take it.
That sounds easy. Let's go.
Perfect. So the door to this room is large, but there's some boxes stacked next to it that you can probably pretty easily climb to sort of get the door open. Does someone want to try to do that?
Sorry, try to what?
Climb
Open
some boxes.
the door. Climb the boxes to open it. Yeah.
That'd
be a
yes,
dexterity.
I do want to try.
Well, give me a dexterity roll.
First,
And what are you
join
gonna do, Joe?
Invictus. I'm going to assist you.
Oh, give me a boost.
Can I do that?
Yep, I'll give you a +1 to it.
So Chubby's going to, because she doesn't really have any climbing capabilities, she's gonna like bump against the bottom of the box that is adjacent to the door so that it's closer to the handle than it would have ordinarily been.
So you had a 6 plus what was your dexterity?
1.
So plus
7.
2. So 6, 7, 8. So 8 is a
8.
success. Success with some negative, I think, right? Yeah, so 6. So you climb up pretty easily and you reach out for the door and you do turn the knob, but as you do, you fall with a thud and your little eye sort of bounces and the thread between it grows a little thin and it's sort of hanging really, really loose and you're going to take a stress.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
But the door opens, and you see before you a dimly lit hall. To your left, immediately, there is a small door that sits open. Inside, you see a beautiful white porcelain tub, a tall sink high above it, and this bizarre sort of sheet that covers the white tub. And then the hall sort of stretches out before you.
Chubby rolls over to Teddy and offers a hand, helps pick him up off of the ground.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. And she starts wheeling forward down the hall. She turns immediately into this first room with the open door and looks around in awe.
Yeah.
What a
and you
beautiful room.
Do you
It's so clean.
are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just
I'm looking for something a little boy would love.
Sure. Why don't you give me a wisdom roll?
Wisdom.
$11.
11? Yeah.
Wow.
You see a toy. It's a small a rubber ducky, a yellow one, and it has teeth marks on it that seem to signify that someone has been chewing on it.
Teddy, look. I found a little toy. Like us. Hello there.
And
She waves at it.
Teddy's kind of like wandering like just past her, like kind of in awe of the hallway. But he's got his eye in his right hand and he like loops it behind the door, like looking through the crack, and then his body like takes 2 steps back to catch up with it. Oh.
Yeah.
What is this?
And the duck just sits there, obviously unmoving. And but it's like staring at you sort of.
She wheels forward and puts her hand on the side of the duck's face. Hello, my name is Chubby. Are you something that the little boy loves?
And the duck doesn't even move. And as you're staring at its like black hollow eyes, you hear a thump, 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 thump. And you hear a voice from the end of the hall. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And moments later, a loud slam comes from down the hallway. And you hear thumping in the room next to you on the far side of the hall.
Teddy,
Oh.
this duck is ignoring me. I think maybe we should go see what's happening in the next room.
You don't want to try to make friends with the duck anymore?
Get a bad feeling about the duck.
Yeah, it's very still, isn't it? Let's back away slowly.
Backward.
The two of you back away from the duck. And as you enter the hallway again, you see something enter the hallway at the end. It sort of ascends like from the final step of a staircase, and you see a tall woman with wet eyes and brown hair shoulder length. She walks towards the door at the end of the hall, and she presses her head against it with a hand. And for a moment you can see her about to speak. Her eyebrows furrow, or her brow furrows, I should say, and she sort of shakes her head as if debating within herself. Why don't you both roll some sort of stealth?
There's a stealth.
Yeah, let's roll stealth.
So how do the skills work in Amalgam again?
I don't even know how the skills work in Dungeon World. Do you remember?
Eh.
Let's just roll
+2.
Plus
dexterity.
dex.
Yeah, if you picked a skill, then you would get stealth.
Ooh, I got the worst. I got snake eyes.
Dude, you're bringing me down here.
Mm-hmm.
I got...
Don't bring me down.
So I have a +3 to my dex, and I rolled 11. So I got 14.
Amazing. Okay, so yeah, you see this woman, and she sort of turns towards you at the last instant with such an advantageous thing. I'm going to say you can pull him back to cover as well if you want.
I do.
Perfect. She walks down the hall towards you as you pull him into the bathroom with you, and the two of you hide behind a small garbage can in the bathroom. She enters and sort of looks around with a curious look, this tall woman, seemingly miles above you, and she looks down and reaches and grabs the duck and places it up on the counter and sort of sighs, Stanley, and turns around and walks back down the hall and thumps down the stairs as the two of you sort of lean out from the hallway to see.
She's so big.
I've never seen anything that big before. Biggest thing I've seen is, well, oogly boogly.
I think we should stay away from her.
I think you're right. And I say as I pick myself up and finally dust off my front. And as I dust it off, a bunch of little threads and dust motes start to kind of flutter into the air.
Yeah.
As if it did anything, but it didn't do anything, dusting myself off.
And yeah, the two of you are standing in the bathroom area.
So she moved the ducky from the floor to the pedestal sink or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think that yellow creature is going to be... I can't reach it. Maybe there's something else that the child loves more.
Well, is the child nearby? Can we talk to it?
We weren't really
Talking.
given the inclination to hide, were we?
No, I think you might have been scared by her.
Yeah.
It's interesting
but the
because
boy-
I always wondered
the
this
boy-
in Toy Story. Like, how did toys know to hide?
Right.
Like, they're always like, freeze! But, like, who taught them
Yeah.
that? Like, Buzz, why did Buzz freeze? He was like, oh, I'm a space agent. And yet he still froze whenever the parents came around. So I kind of just assumed that was like...
It's toy instinct.
That's interesting.
right?
Why do people do anything?
Yeah.
That kind of gives it the "it was all a dream" sort of vibe, that these toys aren't actually alive. When you're watching the movie, like when they do stuff like that, sure, you believe it, but
This is some conspiracy theory stuff.
Lots of it. Anyway, so, the bedroom on the end of the hall door slammed earlier.
Oh, so it's closed.
Yes.
I think
Well-
we should go to that room.
All right, let's do it. Why don't you hop on?
Oh, you mean to get on your caboose?
Yeah, you can sit on my train part of me.
Okay, but don't go too fast.
Won't.
Oh. And I kind of awkwardly try to get on and hop on one leg for a bit as I try to get over. And finally, I do sit down and I wrap my fuzzy arms around her. You're like a centaur. You're like a train centaur, Barbie
The
girl.
second horse person that I've been. Trained person. Centaur.
And you arrive in front of the door, which is seemingly shut, but it's got a large sign on it. It says Stanley's room.
This is it. This is the child's room. She like creepily bends down and looks with her head underneath the door to see what she can see.
Yeah, give me a wisdom roll.
Ooh,
Nice.
wisdom rolling.
I'll watch to make sure that the big one doesn't
11.
come
You're
back.
rolling really well. Yeah, so you can see from under the door, you see like a pile underneath, or a figure, I should say, underneath the bed sheets. Like he's in his bed with the sheets draped over him. The room is sort of dim, but you see toys scattered across the floor. What'd you get, an 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like a messy room right now.
What do you think, Teddy? Would you be able to open this door quietly?
I don't know. Is there any way to get up to the door handle?
There's no boxes or anything nearby, but there is a standing lamp in the corner of the hallway, and there's a vent that you could try for, or you can move the standing lamp if you wanted to.
What about that over there? Wait, where's the vent? Is the vent in the ceiling?
No, it's sort of like in the wall, but up high, but where the standing lamp is.
It is where the standing lamp is.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if this will work, but I could climb that lamp and try to get in that there, but I don't know where that goes. It looks like some sort of hole.
Oh, you should do that. Oh, yes, definitely. And she rolls over to the base of the lamp. Go on. I'll be rooting for you. I'll be tooting for you.
Give me a dexterity roll, Teddy.
Root toot.
What's your character's name? I'm just calling you Teddy.
Yeah.
Oh, Teddy's fine. Teddy's fine. Oh, but as I do get close and I start like trying to climb up the pole, and I'm like sliding down. It's slippery, and I have a few starts. You see a tag on my butt, like a little leather tag that says Rufus.
Oh.
Cute.
And I start to try to climb up the pole. Oh, and I get a 6.
Oof. You get like a few ways up, and then you're like, back down, leaving little streaks of like wet dust.
Oh, I can't climb it. I'm not a good enough climber.
Oh, Rufus.
Oh, what did you call me?
Your butt. It says Rufus.
What? And I stand up and I start looking around at my butt and I can't see it, so I start spinning around on the spot, trying to see it and to just keep going and going.
All right.
It's funny.
So, we're not going to be able to get into the room. Let's just go get the duck and bring it back to Oogly Woogly. Maybe that'll do it.
And as
Whoa.
you're doing that, you hear footsteps across the floor. Boom, 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 boom. And the door is about to open, and it swings wide, and a pair of feet walk out, like almost stepping on you. And then, yeah, I'm gonna say, what do you guys do? The door opens, and you see a kid standing before you.
Pretend
I
to
cover
just.
my eyes.
I fall down.
Okay, so you both just sort of like freeze.
Yeah.
This comes with the Toy Story thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm still like visibly shaking, but
So after a moment, the kid just stands there and bends over and picks the two of you up, and he looks at you, and for the first time you get like a look at this little boy's face. It's streaked with tears, like a snot bubble from his nose, and he's like looking at the two of you, and he's like, why would she bother? And he drops the two of you on the floor with a clunk and thumps off towards the bathroom, and the door slams, but he leaves the door to his bedroom open.
Oh, that was scary.
yeah. Oh boy.
That must be the
Oh,
boy.
The boy. That's
Quick.
his room then.
Let's go in there.
You
She
look
scoots
inside
forward.
Stanley's room, and it's this big, beautiful white bed. The walls are lined with empty shelves where toys would sit. There's toys all over the floor. There's a desk with crayons and markers all over it. It is rife with entertainment and possibility. But you see something sitting directly on top of his bed near the pillow. What do you see, Justin?
I see a Oh God, it's so hard not to just go with Toy Story things.
Yeah.
Sitting on the bed by his pillow is a toy gun. It's got the orange cap, pistol, Magnum 11 caliber.
And you see it, and you get this sense of sort of wonder from it. It's coveted. It sits there directly next to his table side, something that he grabs and plays with. And as you follow the eye line from his bed to the wall next to you, you see tons of little darts stuck into pictures on his wall, various images that you don't quite recognize. And you can tell in an instant that this is something that he enjoys very much. And in both of you, a small bubble of mischievous joy floats up into your throats. You can feel some sort of presence within the two of you as you share almost a coy smile.
That's it.
That's the thing he loves.
Get
How do
it.
we get on there?
She just rolls full speed at the bed and just bonk into the comforter, and she just tries to drive up the bed.
Yeah. Give me a dexterity.
Rufus is going to help. He's going to run up behind her and start pushing and sliding as the blanket is sliding down.
Okay, I'll give you a +1 to that then.
I got an 11.
Perfect. Yeah, you're climbing up as Rufus is pushing you, and you hear the water running. You hear the flush of a toilet from the bathroom as you're climbing up the bed frantically, and you make it to the top, the dismembered sheets. You see paper ripped in piles from where the boy was sitting, but you can see the gun sitting in the lamplight of the side table. Rufus, you hear the door to the washroom seemingly open. You're sort of the lookout.
Oh, hurry up, he's coming back.
Shuby rolls across the surface of the bed, grabs the handle of the gun and starts dragging it, and she rolls to the end of the bed that's kind of pointed away from the door. She drops the gun down the side.
And as she does, Rufus is ready and pushes the gun under the bed.
Brilliant.
With both paws.
Okay, and you can feel the footsteps echoing down the hall, and they're about to turn into the doorway. And you climbed under after the...
Yeah, after the gun, I climb under the bed.
So Rufus, you get in just as you hear Stanley turn into the room. And what do you do?
Shuby hides behind a large fold of blanket underneath some papers.
Amazing. As Stanley stops in the doorway to his bedroom for a moment and sort of casts an eye over where he dropped you, and then looks around and then slams the door to his room and walks over to the bed and sits down. You feel the weight of the mattress above you, Rufus, kind of press on your head a little bit as you sit next to the gun. And you bounce up and down Shuby with this sort of tossing of the blankets, and immediately he furrows a blanket up. Give me a dexterity roll.
11.
You manage to hold on with your hands as the wave of the blanket sort of reaches its apex and flicks a little bit, but you still manage to hold on as he throws the blanket back over, and you sort of tumble to the side of the bed.
Clatter off against the wall with like a little tink of the wood against the plaster, and she slides down the crack between the bed and the wall, and she gets stuck halfway down and sort of like pushes herself all the way down to the floor. She like dirty carpet, musty smell. She's like, Rufus, where are you?
And
Oh, I'm here with the gun. And you can hear my muffled voice between some dust bunnies and
socks.
Socks, yeah.
Gotta get out of here. We gotta get away from this guy. He cut us up, remember?
Oh, right, that was him.
He's a bad kid.
Oh, no. All of a sudden, I'm very scared.
Okay, we have to open the door.
Yeah, you see the door is now shut. There's still a vent, the other side of the vent that sort of exits this room. But the door does seem shut. There's a window in this room too.
Door and a window.
A window outside, obviously.
Any bright ideas?
So he stormed out of the room.
And he came back in.
Oh, but he's in here now.
He's in here now. He's in here with us. He's on top of the bed. What if we make a distraction?
Something that makes him have to go to the washroom again?
Oh, maybe? Or
maybe
we could hurt him.
Hurt him?
Or we could scare him.
Scare him? We could scare him.
How would we do
that?
Let's scream at him.
Scream?
Let's topple something over. Let's sing a spooky song.
Oh, I don't know any spooky songs.
Yes. And Chubby starts climbing up the bedspread. Her little plastic hands grabbing handfuls of this dirty, dragging her lower half of her body.
And give me a
Scaring roll?
A scary roll. Give me a charisma roll, I guess. Sort of.
Charisma,
That's
yeah.
a good charisma. That's only a 6.
Okay, yeah. You see Stanley sort of like move his head a little bit, but he sort of seems to stay under the blankets. You sort of hear a soft whimpering from him.
Let's do this.
Okay. What do I do? You scare him. I'll push the gun across the floor when he gets to the door. How's that?
Do everything myself. She finishes crawling all the way up to the top of the bed, and she slowly starts gathering the blankets towards her. She starts pulling
Give me a
them
strength roll. That's
off of this kid's head.
good. Yeah.
And she whispers as she does it, Stanley. That's a 7.
Good. So yeah, you do, and the blanket starts sliding off his head. It's night has fallen at this point, and the light under the blanket is the only light in the room. He sort of holds a flashlight. He's reading something, and very slowly the blanket slides down, and you see the light sort of flickering under the shake, and he sort of looks over towards you and casts the light directly on you, and sort of then looks around again, seemingly unfazed by you, but you can see him sweating bullets nervously. And after a second, he stands up and heads towards the door and opens it and just starts walking downstairs.
All right,
Okay.
Rufus.
And as soon as the door opens, I start pushing the gun out across the floor. And every now and then I slip because I'm shaking a little bit. I'm a little bit scared by what Shuby did.
Chubby laughs hysterically. It worked! Oh my gosh! She does a trick off of the end of the bed.
And the two of you drag the gun back towards the attic door. And as you shut it behind you, you hear the Oogly Boogly's voice sort of come up from a growl. I heard you both. Chubby, I'm so proud of the voice that is within you. You got something of Stanley's?
Yes, Papa.
Well done, children. Bring it here. Bring it here.
And I slide it across the floor to him.
And the attic now is dark, and the last little bits of sort of evening light are faded from the top. And a hand stretches out and goes to sort of touch the gun, but it can't. He says, just push it under the bed.
Okay. Here we go. And I push it under.
Well done, children. I'm so proud of you. The first step is done. We took something that Stanley loves. We're going to teach that naughty boy a thing or two. We're going to teach him a lesson about what it means to play nicely with his toys.
Yes. I'm not afraid of him anymore.
No, neither of you have anything to be afraid of. Don't you
But
understand?
what if he takes my eye all the way out?
Rufus, he will learn his lesson one way or another. You are the reason that Stanley should be afraid. I couldn't tell you it. You needed to learn it yourself. You see, you have the power to make Stanley's life difficult right now. See, mischief is something that us Oogly Booglies do best. And that is what I want you to do next. I want you to make his parents angry with him. This house is filled with things that bother Stanley's parents, things that Stanley forgets to do. Leaving his shoes by the front door, leaving food out. There are a million things that would bother parents such as Stanley's. I want you two to make sure that his parents are angry with him this night.
Yes, Papa.
Good girl. Rufus, is that all right?
Yes, it's all right.
Very good. Tomorrow will be a bright and sunny day, and when his parents wake, I want him to be unhappy. I want his parents to be very angry with him. Go, my children. Find a way to make his parents very angry. And with that, the Oogly Boogly's eyes close once again, and this time the room filled with darkness. You feel a hand slide past you and turn the doorknob of the attic and open the door for you. The darkness sort of reaching the entirety of the room. The Oogly Boogie turns towards the two of you and says, "Go now, children. Go now and cause some mischief." And we're going to stop there for the mid-game post.
Hey.
Heyo, heyo, heyo. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. This is the time where we stop the action. We jump to you on the Facebook Discord stream and we say, hey, what's up? How's everybody doing?
How all of y'all?
You what?
How all of y'all?
How all of y'all? All y'all. Y'all don't like me? Blow me.
Yay.
Fuck around with me. Yo, turn me back to the OG.
We are
OG.
joined by many oldies, many goodies, our friends on the Discord, and some new folks here tonight.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Oh my God. Arnold,
Thanks for joining us,
thank you for joining us.
Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Hope you're having fun. This is a slower burn game. There's going to be some second half terror. I want to see these cats get real mischievous.
Yeah.
I want Home Alone level thoughts on how to really fuck up this kid's life. And just like balls to the wall craziness. In fact,
I don't know. I think that that Grandma might have stitched a heart into Rufus there.
that's okay. Hearts can happen.
Okay.
But I want the stream to the Discord chat. I want you guys to be suggesting.
Oh my God.
This is.
There's someone just like joyriding around the neighborhood.
You know what? Okay, I gotta rant for a second.
Let's do a rant.
Because I fucking hate that. There is this kid who rides this super loud small motorbike up and down and up and down. And you know what? Beyond the fact that it really fucking bothers me when we're streaming, whatever, I can deal with that. What bothers me most is that Henry is terrified of it. Every time it comes by, he's like, motorcycle? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Henry don't like loud motorcycle. I'm like, I know. And it like breaks my heart because here's a kid who is scared by a loud fucking noise, and there's no reason that a motorbike has to be that fucking loud. Like, these people put these stupid exhausts on them to prove the size of their car.
Here he comes. Come back.
Fucking guy. And he doesn't wear a
wait
helmet
for
either,
it.
which is just up and down.
It's
fucking
definitely
nonstop.
going beyond the speed limit also, which is 40 kilometers on our road. He's
think I'm
going
gonna have
probably
to-
60.
Honestly, I'm like this close to being a dad and like walking out and being like, excuse me, can you not do this here, please? And secondly, wear a
Just,
fucking
like,
helmet.
And
clothesline
thirdly,
him.
there's no light on that vehicle.
No light on
It's
that vehicle.
nighttime.
Sorry, I sound like such a
Oh
funny guy.
fuck!
Also,
Honestly,
You know what? We should do a stream that somehow like allows you to get this frustration off your chest.
a
Like
ranting stream.
like a rant stream where we play a game where like the characters are like reckless, like annoying motorcycle people, and like bad shit happens. We got
Yeah,
like 9
get
lives.
a little bit of like a, what do you call it? I know what you're talking about. Not ranting, but like what do you call it when you get
Catharsis?
Cathartic. Yes, thank you. The
yeah,
cathartic stream.
It's just
Honestly,
like, so you guys are playing annoying little shits that ride on motorcycles at night without lights on and without helmets.
Yeah.
and
see how
there's a
long you
murderer
survive.
after you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It bothers me on such a fundamental level, but that Henry thing bothers me even more. Now when he hears a loud car, he thinks it's a motorcycle. He's like, loud motorcycle? He's literally, this is just yesterday when I picked him up too. We were walking because we went to the park. He was, Henry no like loud car. Henry no like loud cars. It's just like the worst. It's so sad. Fuck this kid. Anyway. So
Also,
that's my rant.
It's summertime. People have the windows open in their houses.
And it's 9:30. Well, that's
Come on.
I'm just
Anyway,
angry. I'm just
so true.
It's very frustrating.
It's true.
Because it's
when,
too
when
hot.
are you gonna? Yeah, when are you gonna ride your loud motorcycle? Though you're not gonna do it in the wintertime.
No, that's fair.
No,
To
but
be
you're
fair.
going to do it at 4 p.m. when you get off school.
But don't do it up and down.
Oh,
roads.
fair enough.
Honestly, well, I mean,
I
the other
guess
side of this is not really the big.
The
deal.
reason
It's
is that there's no traffic right now.
just- yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
fuck you, kid.
You know what would happen? Here's how full of shit I am. If I did talk to this kid, I'd be like, "Excuse me," and he pulled over. If he was like, "Hi, what's up?" I'd be like, "Just why are you riding this?" He'd be like, "My dad bought it for me for Christmas, and I've been waiting
Yeah,
so."
exactly.
And I'd be like, "Okay." I'd be like, "Enjoy."
Yeah.
No, you'd be
I mean,
like-
he's riding it out of passion. Like I don't think he's riding it to be an asshole.
No, of course not. It's not like that. Like, you know.
Guess who
But-
I'm going to
yeah,
meet
exactly.
today.
But in this fantasy in my head, he pulls over and he goes, "What?" And I go, "Can you please?"
Oh yeah.
He's like, "I'm doing it because I hate little kids and I fuck." And then I take his motorbike.
He
And
peels away and he gets hit by a tractor trailer.
yeah, instant kill.
what's that
Coup de
song?
grace.
Come from the land of the ice and snow with a midnight
The immigrant
sun. Yeah, when the immigrant song comes on, when he like does that, you just go full like rage dad on him.
Oh man, that's such a great scene in Ragnarok. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Such a
about.
fucking
Exactly
good
that.
scene. I had a dream about it the other night. Just that one scene. I really want to watch Ragnarok again for that one scene. The second battle when it comes in. Oh my god. Anyway, what are we doing? Mid-game post. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you're having fun. What should be the question? Let's go over the first and last name of the kid.
Sure. I was gonna say, if you could be a mashup toy, what would you be? And
That's so much better.
We'll pick the coolest one.
Yeah. Post your mashups.
Post your toy mashup.
Post your mashup toys in the mid-game post section on the Discord, and we will vote for the one we like the most, and we will give you XP. And you can spend XP to change the way we play. In fact, you can spend XP tonight under the XP spending area. If you would like to spend XP, just comment there, and we will give these guys a bonus roll or change up the game a little bit. If you want to change some of the settings, if you want to add a little element. Tonight's game is loose enough that I don't really care about the story. I should say, not care about the story, but like I'm not precious about it. So... when someone's like, hey, in Call of Cthulhu episode 9, make this guy on screen the bad guy, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. But in a game like tonight, it's a little more loosey-goosey. I'm not that heavy, but like little elements.
Make the boogeyman secretly a boogie woman.
Well,
You'd be like,
I did not put a gender.
No,
so
but...
that was you. But yeah, is everyone having fun?
Wear these?
How are you doing, darling?
Doing good. My head hurts.
Why?
Probably because I'm tired.
Yeah, you're sleeping.
Also because these headphones are very overkill.
We need to get you... Oh! I have those white earbuds with this downstairs if you want to switch. Because they're the ones I used to use, and I switched to these. You sure? We're just paused anyway. All you have to do is unplug and plug in.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say, you should do that. Because I know you want it, and I can talk to my stream the way I had to. Hey, everybody, it's me, Harlan. I got so many stories to tell in so little time. What's new with me? Joe and I went on vacation, obviously. Not obviously, but some of you people know. If you're a Patreon supporter, thank you. You also have a little bit of a winky wink into what we're running next. You kind of have a head start. So if you're considering being a Patreon supporter, winky doodle, you should join because you get a little inside scope into the world of Invictus. It's a lot of fun. Gen Con's coming up fast.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at Gen Con this year. Justin,
Indianapolis. Check it out.
Joe, myself, and the lovely Rob.
Oh my. Oh yes. Robba ding dong.
I was so jet lagged yesterday. I was talking to Rob on Facebook, and he goes,
"Sorry, I'll be right back. I can't. I gotta run for a second, but my buddy's gonna step in while you tell this story. Go ahead.
Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so Arnold, guess what?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Rob the other day, right?
Good.
There we go.
And I was so jet lagged that Rob said, he's like, and then I guess I got Gen Con, and I was like, yeah, we're going to that. He's like, oh, are you really? And
yeah.
he was just being like funny, normal, but I was so jet lagged that I was like, wait a minute, are we going to Gen Con or is it called something else? I thought he was like fucking with me, like he didn't know. Or like I honestly thought he didn't know, so I was like, "Oh shit, sorry, we're going to the other one." He's like, "What other one?" And I was like, "Wait, are you being funny or am I just an idiot?" He's like, "No, I was being funny." I was like, "I can't deal with that right now." I thought legitimately I said a different fucking convention. Like I don't even know what was going on. I didn't even know what day it was.
Give me a break.
I know. So I says to Rob, I says, "Hey Rob, you're a zany little boy," and he said, "Yeah."
First, I would like to just get to know you.
You want to get to know me? I'm gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to have an actual conversation with Arnold. Let's do a prank phone call, okay? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's this?
Mm.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry, who is this?
Good.
Yeah. Who is this? Who am I speaking with?
One of us is in deep trouble. You didn't know I'm going to say that, did you?
Justin's not good at this. It's prank phone call.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough things.
I know
man.
there's one that
Give me a
says.
break.
I know there's one that says. I'm Detective John Kimball.
No, I don't have that one. So I had to. So I spent an hour one night when I should have been doing other things, online downloading MP3s to put Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds into my Stream Deck.
Oh,
Which so that I can just press a button, and then it like
Good.
yeah, it just
Goodbye.
does its thing, right?
First, I would like to just get to know you.
well, that's a cool deck.
Oh man, it's so cool, dude. Like honestly,
little
like
audio things.
you should. Yeah, like you can do so much with it. You can do audio things. You can set it up for Twitch or YouTube. Use OBS, where it'll like you can press a button and it'll play a different scene. Like you'll jump to a different like you could play the intro. Like how cool would it be, Harlan? Like while you're running the stream, to be able to just press one of these buttons and it's gonna play the trailer, like or whatever the credits are.
Yeah,
for
that'd be cool.
Yeah, just like you don't have to click anything, you don't have to coordinate anything, you just have to press a button,
I'm
boom,
not
it's
that
happening.
Technical advanced though. That's my problem. I need. To
Yeah, it would take some like
You guys hear me?
finagling.
Huh?
But I
You guys
mean,
hear me in the...
I hear you.
Can't hear anything anymore.
Right, but why? But you on Discord. We'll switch back to your headphones then. The other ones don't work anymore. Are they plugged in the same thing? That doesn't make sense. What? I did a bad job?
So we did a bad job.
What did I do?
What do we
Maybe a
do?
good song? I don't know. She
Did
said
I do a
now-
bad job too?
She said she switched it, but now her headphones aren't working.
Well, I'm just saying that I think that this is something. Eventually, I'm going to up my streaming game for reading with Justin Reed's shit,
Yeah.
and have this maybe set up that I could set it up to like run different plugins on my voice, and then I can quickly like go between like a high pitch converter that makes me sound like a woman, like a shitty woman. Well, that's mean.
let's just backtrack on all that.
Just yeah. Or
plug in lots of sound effects.
plug in sound effects, or make it sound like I'm a troll, or like a shitty troll.
Have different voices.
Oh, what's up with Joe?
I don't know. She's playing with her stuff. Why do you keep leaving Hangouts though? But there's no audio in Hangouts. All your audio is coming through Discord. Remember? When you unplug it, it auto mutes. You know that, right?
No.
Justin's not muted in Discord.
Nope.
Hello.
What does it say?
Not saying anything.
You want me to take a look?
Let's take a look.
Justin, you do
Okay.
Justin Reads for a moment.
Justin has a conversation with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hello,
That's right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm here with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
I had to close
there is
this
a
and reopen it.
motorcyclist just flying by down the street. How do you feel about that?
Had enough?
Yeah, I've had enough, but how do you feel about that?
Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
She fixed it.
Hey, Joe fixed it.
Hi, I'm back. I'm still
Hey,
on my
that's
old
great.
headphones, but that's fine.
Awesome.
We'll deal
Well,
with it
Arnold, we
later.
don't need you. We don't need you anymore. We've
Well, the
got someone
headphones were
far
just-
more
just
entertaining
insert
now
Voice meeting,
on the
right?
stream.
So
So
try next time. Not worth trying again.
Joe's back. When Joe appears, Arnold leaves. That's how it works because they're the same person. So everybody say
Oh.
goodbye to Arnold.
Goodbye.
I'm level
I don't have to skip the
21.
There we go. What level am I? Rank.
How is
I
Zia
don't think I'm
number
very-
1? Holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm number 40?
Is
Ew. Ew.
Hey,
look at
I'm number
me.
16. That's what's up.
Zia's number 1? Of course Zia's number 1. Of course she is. I'm not surprised at all. What does this even mean? How do I get
I don't know.
this
You
higher?
know what I was thinking? I messaged and Carly answered, but I didn't follow up on it. I was saying, wouldn't it be cool to tie in our XP to this ranking somehow?
Yeah.
Like if it was just Discord and we could just like award a level. So cool.
Yeah, there are ways to do that.
I think that's
Yeah, you think we should do that instead of XP or tie it in together?
yeah, because
Somehow.
XP
But
in
then we'd have
Excel
to
is like old.
But then we'd have to like whenever they spend XP, we'd have to figure some shit out.
Yeah, we need to figure out XP at some point again.
I don't
Do
know.
it.
Yeah, we got to relook at that because that's kind of an outdated system.
Definitely. All right,
Man,
maybe
you
in
remember
post.
when I
Let's
was-
see some of these wins. So we
Oh,
got
right, there's answers.
Jessica saying, when I was younger, my uncle would take the heads off my littlest pet shop toys and rearrange them, so I have a dog head and a lizard body.
Ooh, I used to have Littlest Pet Shop toys as well, Jessica.
That's terrible.
Classic. Classic toys.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Not really
like
a mashup, but I had a cousin who used to own a dragon slinky thing. It was made like that originally, though. It's still cool. Colin, you're
Good
fucking
story,
hilarious.
Colin.
You tell stories like my brother. Justin knows what that means.
You tell great stories.
Furby with tank treads and a helicopter hat. Furby with tank treads and a helicopter hat. That's pretty
Like
cool.
that.
Lil's Pet Shop. Yeah, those are creepy. Adam says, okay, how about a stuffed elephant toy with no front arms, dragon wings stitched on instead. It's also wearing a silly sweater from a different toy. I like that.
Nice.
Rubik's Cube with and a Transformer toy. That actually sounds good, though. I think Carly just invented
Rubik's
a good
Cube
toy.
transform.
That when you solve the Rubik's Cube, it transforms into a drone.
Yeah,
and it
sorry,
just flies
Carly,
away.
that's too smart. We want stupider.
Too smart. You're too smart, Carly.
smart, Carly. You need to be stupider.
You dumb smart.
Furby wants Feed Me. Jack in the Box, but instead of it being attached to a spring, it's the limbs of other toys. That's just terrifying. The toy I wish inhabited my childhood. Well, that's just a dope ass. Wait, what's on it? It's like bears. Did you Photoshop that?
Alexi.
Photoshop that. You should win.
What happened? You did Photoshop?
Is it bad if I tell stories like Alex?
No.
Oh.
Alex,
Alex-
is that
What?
Oh, there we go. That's
Alex famously tells stories like this, and it's not bad because I love my brother and I love you, Colin. But he tells stories like this where he's like, "There always seem to be going somewhere." He's like, "Oh my god, I was driving down the street the other day, and I was going really really fast, and the light changed right at the last second. And I turned to my left, and I see idling beside me is a Honda Civic." That's how Alex tells stories. They're always like something, and you're like,
yeah, you're like, okay,
what's the
yeah,
point of that
that's Honda
story?
Civic, yeah.
He's like,
Oh man, it was there. It was there.
He's just like, it's a really popular car, but he doesn't do it. He's not like trying to tell a joke. He doesn't know when the peak of his story is. He's just like always talks. Like
but it's still, but the funny thing is, it's still incredibly entertaining. Like you're with him the whole way.
Yeah,
And for me, it is. I think it's hilarious.
not for me. I had enough years of it.
Shut up!
Get a job.
You know how my mom tells stories? My mom tells stories like this. A lot of people have sleep apnea. End of story.
Does she actually say end of story?
No.
She hops, skips, and jumps around stories a lot.
Oh, did you see that bird? That's the second story that she told
That's
me.
the second story. That's a great story.
I think the difference is your mom. It's like your mom doesn't have like a filter in the way that she just like when she thinks of something, she says it. So that's where it's like, oh look a goat. Oh,
Brian.
yeah. I love sleep apnea.
My dad tells fantastic stories. He tells them, but he like they're the stories where like he's he's told them so many times and he's got them down.
Yeah, your
that
dad
all
tells things
the
like a
parts
joke.
are they're the exact same part. There's the exact same like phrases and stuff. It's still entertaining. Like there are times where I'm like, I know what's coming. Okay, then they said this, then they said this, but it's still like, yeah, it's still entertaining.
Your dad tells stories like they're a joke in a way. Like he hits all the right lines. You know what I mean? Like he always like it's like a punchline, but not in a funny way. It's just like it's like jazz. My dad tells stories.
Yeah, totally.
My dad tells stories like an asshole.
My dad doesn't tell stories. He just goes and builds a deck.
Yeah, your dad just like your dad hammers shit.
He just goes.
He takes 2 sips of his coffee and he goes outside. That's his story.
It's like his
I'll tell
version
you
of
a story.
interpretive dance is building decks. Just, Dad, can you tell me the story of how I was born? Sure, honey.
Just a bunch of lumber gets delivered. Good story, Dad.
Why can't you build me a deck? I want.
He'll build us a deck one day.
That's the deck. Yeah, whenever you want him to build you a deck, you just ask him to tell a story. He's like, oh well.
Hey, Brian,
Starts pounding some sand and putting down some flagstone.
And that's how I got.
Good story, Daddy.
That was the story of all.
Oh, boy.
Cute.
that's great.
So who wins the mid-game post?
Oh,
Let's go with.
Alexi photoshopped it. So he said he wins.
You did? Yes,
Yeah.
the most stressful Photoshop of existence?
Yeah.
Let's give it to Alexi.
Great job. And good job, Jessica, by association.
Star Trek Enterprise
they're watching on
Buzz
the same
Lightyear teddy bear.
Buzz,
Toy.
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
He's a good dad, though.
Who?
My dad.
To infinity and
Your
engage.
dad's a better dad than my dad. Your dad is a better dad to me than my dad is a dad.
Dad Wars.
That's not a
Dad Wars.
That's a dad. That's not a
the
dad
best
war. It's a
movie.
dad slaughter. There's no battle.
Na na na. Dad Wars.
Na na na. Dad wars. Da na na na. Your dad wished me happy birthday, and gave me a present before my dad even acknowledged. My mom still doesn't wish me happy birthday. Neither does my sister.
I'm gonna cry. Families.
By the way, it was my birthday last week.
Yeah. Harlan's 31. Happy birthday, baby.
Orlando.
What was your favorite present?
What was my favorite present? Oh my god, I didn't even say. Joe got me, first and foremost, 2 beautiful, comfy pairs of pants. Whatever, they're amazing. I wore them a lot. But you know what she got me? She got me so this is actually kind of funny. Every time I have Chinese food, there is this special chili hot sauce that comes in a tiny red packet. I love it. It's my favorite hot sauce. And about 5 years ago, I was like, okay, I need to get this hot sauce because I just you can't find it anywhere. I tried to find it in bottle form. I tried calling the company. I went online, and the only way I could get it was like if I bought a package of like 500 of them. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. It just wasn't feasible at the time. And certain
It's like
people were like
Alibaba.com or something. Like,
well, and some people were like, don't do that. Like, that's a stupid idea. So I was like, fine. I even remember roping in a few people, including Andrew. What's his last
Moriarty.
name? Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Being like, hey, do you want
Moriarty.
to split hot sauce
Whatever.
with me? And he was like, no. And I was like, all right, damn. So I let the dream die. But every time I have this hot sauce, I love it.
We found some at the grocery store.
Jump to Joe and I start dating. I tell her the same thing. We find some at the grocery store, not to buy, but like in little like bins.
There's a microwave beside like a little place where people can heat up their it's like a break area, and they have a bunch of hot sauces.
Yeah.
Every time we go there,
But it's never enough.
steal them.
Anyway, this amazing woman bought me that 500 case. So I have 500 of these tiny little packets of hot sauce, and I'm in heaven. I had, just to be a jerk, I had 2 packets on saltines today for lunch.
You had hot sauce
Oh
on
my
crackers?
It's so good. It's that good.
you could bathe in it.
I also had a pepper, so I was healthy. But anyway, so she got me that, the pants. And funnily enough, I spent most time talking about the hot sauce, but the most
The hot sauce
expensive
is
gift
exciting.
was she got me a drone. She got me
What?
a drone, a camera with like a headset and a controller and a 1080p video camera. It flies for like half an hour. It takes amazing video. She got me a fucking drone. And here I am talking about hot sauce like an asshole.
Hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce.
No, she's amazing though. It was a very good birthday. And then her parents got me a wooden crate for records. Henry got me rocks.
Oh,
Love.
what kind of rocks?
Smooches.
Whatever. rocks
Igneous,
she was
sedimentary.
He did keep saying "Happy Birthday, Daddy," which was nice. Happy birthday,
So
Daddy.
fun. We'd be like, Henry, it's your daddy's birthday. He'd be like, Spider-Man birthday?
It's like, yeah, Spider-Man birthday.
Because he had a Spider-Man birthday party.
Wait, does he know your secret identity?
Anyway, so it was a great birthday. Very good. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about. That doesn't matter. Let's get back to the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Game time. Game.
Without further ado, back to the game. You're standing by the open door that leads into the hallway, out into the main room of the house. The house is quiet, still, silent. Everyone seems to have gone to bed, and you are tasked with the duty from the Oogly Boogly to make sure that tomorrow morning, when Stanley's parents awake, they are angry with him.
Okay, what are we going to do?
What don't his parents like? They
Well-
don't like things being left on the floor.
Yeah. We saw the big scary mom. She came in and she was mad at Stanley for putting the rubber ducky on the floor, right? So, let's make a big mess.
Let's mess everything up.
Okay. Let's start downstairs. So,
Downstairs? All that way?
yeah.
That's
Chubby
so
starts
far.
wheeling down towards the stairs.
You move down the hallway past Stanley's closed bedroom door. On the opposite side, you see sort of like a loft study room with a chair tucked up against a wooden desk. And you see the stairs leading down. Lined with green carpet, they head down and then turn a sharp corner and continue down towards the main floor. How do you proceed forward?
My wheels make a muffled squeaking sound against the polyester carpet fibers, and I kind of do little hops downstairs.
Amazing. And Teddy?
Wait. I stand at the top of the stairs and I'm trying to call down in a loud whisper, but she doesn't hear me. And I run back into the room and I try to find a long cord of some kind. Like a long rope or extension cord maybe.
Yeah, you can find that.
Perfect. And I drag it back to the banister and I throw it over so that it's dangling from the top of the stairs.
Nice. Okay.
And then I slowly start making my way down, leaving them, and I tie the other end to a banister.
Perfect. And yeah, you join Chubby at the bottom of the stairs. The stairs turn sharply right. It's sort of a dead end to your left, and across from the bottom of the stairs is a powder room, which door is open. To the right, you see a large great room. An L-shaped couch face what looks to be a fireplace. There's a recliner in the corner. The wall to your right is long and stretches out and is stopped by a kitchen table, which then cuts around towards the kitchen. There's a large beamed ceiling. Beyond that, a dining room that seats 5. The front door sits next to that, and a beam sort of is in connecting these 4 rooms, a single stack. Then from outside of this short little hallway that turns left, you see a hallway that heads down towards what must be the master bedroom. But it looks like the great room, the kitchen, the dining room, and the entryway are all open to you.
What about the kitchen?
Yeah, the kitchen. Great idea. Chubby wheels quietly from carpet to linoleum as she enters the kitchen and looks around.
I'm also uploading the floor plan to the.
Yeah, this is
Well,
perfect.
it's pretty small. Can't really see
Nice house.
it.
Ooh, the floor plan.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to see actually.
Oh,
So yeah, you wheel around to the kitchen and you see it there. It's a pretty fancy looking kitchen. What are you gonna do?
Chubby casts her eyes over the various colored surfaces, the gleaming stainless steel of the refrigerator and the stove, polished wood of the cabinets, rich green color of for the window, and her gaze lands on the refrigerator. There's a couple drawings tacked to its surface with some magnets. What's in here?
And you open the fridge?
Yeah, she tries.
Yeah, give me a strength roll.
9.
Perfect. Yeah, with the sharp light of the fridge illuminates the kitchen tile, and you see within it eggs, milk, cheese, vegetables, dried meats, fish, any sort of assortment of foods that you can imagine.
What do you think?
I think we could make a mess with those. 1 minute. And I reach over to the eggs and I open the top of it.
So the eggs are pretty high up. How are you going to climb up there?
Rufus is a good climber.
Give me a dexterity roll.
I haven't climbed a single thing so far this game. All right, let's try anyway. Oh ho 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 ho. 2 plus what am I? What is strength? Strength, I guess.
Dexterity.
Oh, dexterity 5.
Okay, yeah, you go to climb and you fall back on your feet and land on your bum on the floor. Boom, boom, boom. To a laugh. The two of you sort of in good spirits as you hear a from behind you. And the two of you turn slowly to see a large creature. Feline in its quality. It stands with its back arched looking at you, purring. It's maybe 2 feet taller than you, but it's not. I'm using your scale. It's like double your size.
Wow. Is that a toy?
Hello.
Hi. I'm Rufus.
Slowly, it like continues towards you as you talk.
This is Chugi. Are you here to make a mess for Papa as well?
Rufus.
Give me a dexterity roll, both of you.
I don't think she's
Oh shit! 4. Oh fuck! I fucking failed my roll.
8.
Dodging a cat. Dodging a cat. Dun, 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 dun.
Justin, you are not.
Yeah, Justin, you are immediately put upon by the cat. You can feel its claws tear into your little fur, and it begins scratching away at you. Take 2 stress.
Oh no! Oh,
Shugi, you see the cat pounce upon Rufus as little flecks of dust start coming off. Your eye actually pops off and goes skidding across the floor.
Yep, but I got some resistance or something.
Now you get 1 resistance, yeah, so you can take off 1 damage when I give you lots.
Fire in Chubby's eyes. She charges towards the cat, and with her arms outstretched in little plastic points, tries to ram it.
Give me a attack roll.
7?
Oh man.
Mixed success.
Yeah, mixed success. So you do succeed, but not really. Or you succeed, but with sort of a negative. So yeah, you push your little plastic hands in the side of the cat, and it yelps "Meow," and gets off Teddy, but it hisses at you and turns and rears up for another scratch. Teddy or Rufus, you're watching this cat. You can see hunks of moldy fur torn out of your belly. The stitching that Oogly Boogly had put is coming loose once again.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And I'm going to try and like stuff it back in.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a medicine roll.
Heal?
Yeah, or
Roll
wisdom.
to
Would that be
Stuff.
wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom?
Let's do it. Wisdom. All right, so I got 5, but I got 3 wisdom. So
Yeah, you try to like
Nice.
stuff it back in, and
No,
in like
8
teddy
total.
bear land. Oh, you do succeed?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say in like teddy bear land, this is like your like intestines. You're like, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And you're like pushing them back in, but you are gonna be okay as you push them back in. Chubby, you see this cat hissing at you. Are you gonna try attack again or charm it? If you want.
What? No. Shubi is furious.
Oh.
She raises her arms as big as she can, and her hair starts changing shape. She has this weird, like goo instead of hair. It's been hanging kind of strangely off of her nearly bald scalp.
I can hear him echoing you. And me echoing him.
Justin! What did he do?
Hold on, I'll mute him on this. There. If you mute him on Discord, it's better.
What did you do?
I just right clicked on him and mute him.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Her hair starts changing shape, and it gets bigger and bigger, and she raises her arms and her eyes go wild, and she charges at the cat to scare it.
Perfect. Yeah, and you do. Give me a roll. I'm gonna say it's still charisma because you're trying to scare it.
Sure, that's a 6.
Straight up 6. Yeah, you try to scare it, get some height, but the cat is sort of like unfazed. It's like, and it hits back and it takes a swipe at you. Give me a dexterity roll. Dodge.
6.
Ooh, yeah, no, it's claws snap across the front tires of your car and send you spinning around right into the fridge. And it turns towards Teddy and like hisses wildly again.
Do I take stress?
Yeah, you're gonna take 1 stress. And I'm gonna roll for Teddy. Oh, there he is. You back? Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on.
Yeah, he back.
He back. He back.
Back. He back.
You back?
I'm back.
Good.
I'm back.
Ooh, an XP. Can I spend XP to help Chubby? Oh, yeah. Why don't you do a reroll of that last? Well done, Jessica.
Thank you.
Give you a round.
Nice. Who's that?
Jessica Orette.
Orette?
She used 1 XP, and I succeed on my dexterity saving throw with a 10.
Nice. Oh, look at this tiny dick guy.
Who's got a small dick?
He's got a small dick. Needs to make it feel big. Well done. So yeah, you succeed this time. So that was definitely worthwhile using. So yeah, instead, you do scare it, and the cat kind of goes "Meow," and turns around and runs out of the kitchen to like a as it like spins around a metal trash can. It goes. I'm like the guy from Police Academy with sound effects. So
Hey, you know what? This is great. This is great. I feel like we really need to like start singing the songs that are playing in our heads when
Yeah.
there's battle scene happening, or sound effects. Exactly.
So
That's
yeah,
what it sounds
it's
like.
gone, and you turn to Teddy, who's like guts are spilling out.
Oh, is it gone? Is it gone?
Yes. Don't worry, Teddy.
Oh,
Papa will sew
thank
you up
you.
with a magic string.
Magic string. Oh,
Yes. Remember?
right.
The one that he sewed us
Yeah.
back up together with.
That's right. Okay. Do you think we've made enough of a mess with that thing?
No, I don't think so. We have to make
Okay.
the kids' parents really mad. Here. The trash can is still
Yeah, it is.
Sort of spinning a little bit in the corner, and Shuby rolls over to the trash can and thoughtfully points up at it. This, we can knock this over. It smells awful.
It really does. Did you happen to see where my eye went?
Oh, Rupert. Scoots around the
Rufus.
floor. Yes, yeah, Rufus.
Whatever your name is.
Whatever, doesn't matter. But a bear. She drives around a little bit until she locates the button and then drives it over to him.
Give me a roll to see if
thank
you
you.
can find it. Maybe it's gone forever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a wisdom check.
All right, she found it.
I got a 9.
Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully he has some extra magic string left over to put it back on. Okay, let's do what he wanted us to do.
And
And
so you knock over the garbage can.
Yeah.
pretty easily.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you start spreading out some of the garbage, and then you get to thinking of what the Oogly Boogly asked you to do.
Make his parents angry.
That's right. But not just angry. Angry at Stanley. And the cat sort of hisses from far off in the distance. And you wonder if his parents will blame him for this garbage.
Do you think we've done enough?
Maybe they would think that the cat did this.
You're right.
The voice of Oogly Boogly echoes in your head. The idea that you must make it irrefutable so that when Stanley's parents wake up, there is no one that they suspect other than Stanley.
Her eyes travel around the room and land on funny pieces of plastic that are attached to the walls, and she drives over to one. It's the electrical cord that plugs the fridge into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks around at Rufus. What do you
Yeah.
think will happen if I do this? She pulls the plug on the fridge.
Yeah, and the fridge flicks off.
Oh, that wasn't very exciting.
But maybe the cat could have done that. What can Stanley do that a cat can't do? He can wear shoes. And I say this as I start to walk over to the doorway leading out of the kitchen. He can wear shoes. And I walk past the dangling extension cord by the stairs and go towards the front door and see if I can find some Stanley-sized shoes.
Yeah, definitely. There are 2 sneakers right by the front door, neatly on the shelf.
And I'm about to grab them when I see his parents' shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I shout, "Hey, Shugi,
It's Chubby.
come over here. Chubby." Rupert, Chugi. That's funny.
She wheels over to the front hall.
Do you think you can lift these, I say as I point to a pair of like nice women's heels, women's heels.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to grab these ones, and I grab one like big loafer,
Yeah.
and I start. Let's bring them back to the kitchen.
You.
Okay.
And
Yeah. You
start
bring the
dragging them over.
parents' shoes into the kitchen.
Okay, I say, wiping my forehead that doesn't have any sweat on it. Let's start filling them up with garbage.
Good idea.
A cat couldn't do that, right?
Yeah, why would it want to? She
Don't
puts
need
the loafer down or the high heel down, and she just starts shoveling coffee grinds into the Christian Louboutin heels.
Yeah. And after a few minutes, you do it. The parents' shoes are filled with garbage in the kitchen.
Now let's put them in the fridge.
Okay.
She wheels over and she opens the fridge door and she like puts the shoes in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do the same. I help her out, and like every now and then some like piece of garbage like slops down onto my face, and I go, "Ooh."
Oh, no.
And I'm like holding onto my stringy eye, and then eventually we put it in. Okay.
And the door's like wedged open on the wing tip of a loafer.
There's so many good suggestions you guys should read. There's so many.
Oh yeah.
There's some pretty.
The
Good.
Fork
problem
and
is
an
that
outlet.
a
Ooh.
lot of them require climbing, which Justin is incapable of.
Okay, but you don't have
Write
to
his
climb.
name and poop on the wall.
But you
Just
could.
the poop.
But you don't have to climb. You don't have to,
I haven't. Okay,
hold
what
on,
about
you don't
this?
have
What
to climb up to the fridge. You can lean a broom on it or something like that, or like use help to wedge yourself up. Or
I thought shoes filled with garbage in the fridge was pretty good.
I'm
I thought
not
that
saying
was
that's bad.
Good idea.
Well,
But we can do more. We can do more. We've got a bunch of garbage on the ground. Why don't we write Stanley's name in garbage on the floor?
Okay. Let's do that. So
And which way does an S go?
I don't know. What's a name?
Why do we know some things but not others?
It's very difficult. Let me look at this floor plan again. Okay, so the kitchen's good. We did the kitchen.
yeah, I think you gotta do one in each like room. So you have the kitchen.
Let's go to the powder room. Chubby drives over to the powder room and looks around. There's a toilet. There's a sink. And she starts climbing the waste paper bin that's beside the toilet and gets herself up onto the rim of it. Just does it. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at maybe you could start an electrical fire.
Yeah, maybe you can burn the fucking house down.
Yeah.
Let's get real dark.
Toilet's small. The only reason I said climb roll is because eggs. Like I can't imagine eggs would be anywhere but like the middle to high shelf of a fridge, and you guys are a teddy bear. But like a toilet's pretty. You could like take a roll and stack it on it, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's all. I'm more just saying like in the moment.
Dark electrical fire.
So what are you trying to do, Joe? You're trying to fill the toilet with.
I just got up on the toilet. That's all I'm doing so far.
Okay,
So you're
you're
just
on the
like
toilet?
you're kind of like going with the flow, like
Looking around, and I see that there's the sink that's right across from me, and I reach and I have to do like a running jump, like a driving jump, and I try to get up on the sink.
Yeah. Give me a dexterity.
oh.
room.
I'm picturing you like going around like the toilet bowl, like
Yeah.
Yes.
With style. You land easy.
trying to get some speed and then
Yeah.
jumping up.
Yes.
Did it easy with style.
And there's a soap dispenser
Yep.
that's balanced on the rim of it.
Go kill one of his parents.
And I murder the cat.
Yeah, and
No.
then you do the soap dispenser.
The soap dispenser, I just like start pumping all the soap out onto the floor.
Nice. There you go. That's where we're at. What this is you guys are slowly starting to learn. As you're doing this, you're feeling like a little better, and you realize that the pleasure isn't just causing the grief. It's knowing that it's going to be tough for him to refute it. And as you fill the floor with soap, you can almost picture Stanley coming down in the morning and his parents saying, you left soap on the floor again. And you turn towards the front hall and the dining room, eager for what comes next, what other mischief you can cause. Great.
I am going with the words that I heard earlier, and this was a suggestion from the stream. And for some reason, I know how to spell all of a sudden. It comes to me these shapes, and I start aligning the garbage into "I hate you."
There you go. Perfect. That's exactly it. Because he wouldn't write Stanley, but he would write "I hate you."
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
This
is my name. I'm incriminating myself.
Exactly. But see, this is the toys that you're starting to understand as it's feeling better as you're doing it. You're starting to get why the Oogly Boogly wants you to cause this mischief.
There's just so many awful suggestions in the Discord now. Like,
replace dense cholesterol pills with sugar pills.
Flush the cat down the toilet. Cut open an ice pack mixed with sodium-free salt to create potassium nitrate mixed with water to create small explosion? ?
Oh yes, Adam's got it too. Crack the freezer, it melts everywhere.
That's why I unplugged the fridge.
I know.
And you were like, "Come on."
I think these are great.
Good job, Adam.
Dining hall.
Yeah.
Did we do it? I think we did it. Let's go. We just created so much badness.
So you got the fridge is unplugged. The shoes are in the fridge filled with garbage. Garbage is on the floor. You wrote, "I hate you." This is good. I hate you. And then soap all over the bathroom. Yeah. This is good.
Yeah.
He's going to get beaten.
Oh my God. Oh.
Too much.
we gotta get back up. We gotta get back upstairs.
Okay, let's go.
As the two of you stand in the kitchen, what sense is flowing all over you? You're looking out at this battlefield that you've just created.
Glee. And also fear.
Why fear?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking real, man. Rufus just got cat slashed.
Oh,
The
that's
guts
true
are
too.
coming out.
Yeah, they're coming out. I'm okay though. I'm okay. It's
You're
like
right.
I've learned to accept it. But I'm scared that I don't know. I've got this kind of sinking feeling that something about what we just did was wrong.
Why do you get that feeling?
Because we did bad things that are clearly bad, because logically speaking, we needed to do bad things in order for Stanley to get in trouble. So if Stanley's going to get in trouble by our actions, therefore the actions that we did were bad. So we just did bad things, is Rufus's logic.
And as you start moving back upstairs and towards the attic, the
reason I put the cable there is I wasn't sure if Chubby could climb stairs.
Oh, so smart.
I can't.
I feel like you could.
If I can climb up a toilet and then get onto a sink, I can probably.
Yeah, you can
climb.
probably find a way up the stairs.
But I want to use your cool idea, so let's just say we do it.
Oh,
That's sick.
okay. So this is what we should do. So the cable is tied to the top. So if you grab the cable and like roll back, you could like roll forward to the end of the cable's reach and then like swing forward into the air and then ride the wall up.
Oh my god, I do that!
Give me a dexterity roll.
I do it.
You can do it. You can do
Natural.
this.
Do it. I believe in you. Ooh.
7.
Yeah, you do it. You leave
Nice.
tire marks all over the wall, which is like
There you go.
Fuck you, Mom.
You head upstairs and back into the attic as the yellow eyes of the Oogly Boogly greet you, and you can almost feel the warm smile in the darkness as he says, "Well done, my children."
Can I try something for this scene, Harlan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As long as
So
it's
I don't
not
know if you
Arnold
can hear
Schwarzenegger's
this.
soundboard.
It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger's soundboard.
Oh. You can hear it.
I like that.
Is that like kind of the tone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, "Did very well, my children."
Thank you, Papa.
Oh. I don't know, Papa. I feel like I've done something wrong.
No, you've done nothing wrong. And now you're ready for the final task. One more step before the end.
Oh, what's that, Papa?
Well, we've taken one of his favorite toys. We've made his parents very angry with him. Tomorrow, if we succeed at making him cry, then we have done the 3 things needed before I can teach him his lesson.
And what's that lesson?
The lesson is what happens to naughty boys like Stanley. You will see tomorrow morning if we make him cry. Now, go to bed, my little ones. I'm very tired. And the yellow eyes close into blackness as you're standing in the darkness of the attic next to the door.
Then I'll get my legs back. Just know it.
You hear...
And I'll get my stomach put back together.
The crickets outside fill the night air, and the night passes relatively slowly, each of you sitting with a comfort and discomfort at what has happened and proceeded for different reasons. And as the light of morning breaks through the attic, you hear the scream from Stanley's mother. Stanley! The next hour brings you each joy and pain as you hear Stanley berated by his parents. They scream and holler. They curse his name and send him to his room. And as the afternoon wanes on and the parents' voices eventually die down to heated debates in the basement of what to do with their terrible son, the yellow eyes of the Oogly Boogly open once again towards the two of you. I can hear him crying in his room. You have done it, my children. And now we are ready to teach him his lesson. Bring him to me.
Ruby picks up the scissors where she had discarded them in the corner of the attic and rolls toward the door.
Do we have to? Hasn't he gone through enough bad things? He sounded really sad out there.
This has barely even started. Trust me, child. Stanley needs to be taught his lesson.
Oh. If we do it, you'll fix me, right? My eye, my stomach.
Of course, Rufus. You're my child. I will protect you no matter what. And he looks up for a second as sort of the early afternoon light is encroaching upon the bed. I must hide for the next little while. When I'm back, bring the boy to me. Just as the light beam touches the bed, and for the first time this next day, the light reflecting off the floor illuminates the underside of the bed, and all at once he vanishes, waiting for shadow to fall again as the two of you stand by the door next to it. And as Rufus and Chubby share a look, you hear a sound, a tinging metal, coming from the garbage can next to the door.
What's that?
I don't know. But maybe it'll go away. Let's just ignore it. And
it sounds almost like a knocking, which I'm not going to do, but like a tinny tapping from the inside of the garbage can, weak and unfamiliar. It does so in a rhythmic sense, but something about it seems distorted, almost pained.
Ruby's dragging the scissors by the handle. She wheels over to the garbage can. Hello? Is there anyone in there?
Help me. You can hear a weak voice echo from within the
Rufus.
garbage can.
Rufus! There's something in
What?
there.
Oh, we shouldn't bother with that. We should do what Papa says and just ignore it.
Let's see what it is. We have lots of time.
He told us not to look in there.
Oh. Yes, we made a
He
promise.
made us promise.
The tapping continues, this time sounding more frantic.
Who are you?
Please.
We're not supposed to look in here.
And I look back up at where we're in the same room, right? It's
Yeah.
the attic room.
Yeah.
I gotta look back up at the bed, or where.
The light still casts under the bed. The darkness that the oogly boogly hid in is all but gone. Yet, you hear a rumbling sound from the sky outside.
Is the garbage can? Oh. Are there any holes in the garbage can? Like little like aerating holes?
Sure.
I say, watch the bed for me. Make sure that Baba doesn't see this. And slowly pulling out the eye and string from my pocket, I walk up to the hole
Nice.
and I slip the button into the darkness.
And in the darkness, at first you think you don't see anything. It seems like nothing but sort of odd shapes, movements in the walls, maybe the black of a trash garbage bag, but suddenly see a face. A porcelain cracked mask of a doll sits there staring back at you, unblinking. And yet it speaks. Your Papa's toys, it says, its voice muffled throughout the can.
Mm-hmm.
So were we. And all of a sudden, the walls sort of shift and move, and you see the torn and discarded pieces of not just one, but tens of other creatures that were all equally discarded and reassembled. and thrown out when they were no longer needed. The creature turns to you and says, "Listen, the Oogly Boogly isn't what you think. He doesn't want Stanley to learn a lesson. He wants Stanley. And when we refused to do his bidding, he threw us in here. You're just the next batch, the next two that he's put together. You must not do as he says." And as you hear the thunder grow louder outside, the darkness starts creeping in to the attic, the sun hiding behind a cloud. Shubi, you're hearing all this from outside of the garbage can.
No. No. Stanley's a bad little boy.
No, it's true, I say, turning back with one eye. I can see them.
Slowly, the shadows of the attic start growing, and as you see the light begin to fade, you can see the wisp-like smoke from underneath the bed grow and churn in the distance behind you.
Papa's coming back.
And the yellow eyes dart open again, and the Oogly Boogly is awake, looking at the two of you. "Children, bring me Stanley."
Okay, Papa. Okay. Okay.
Thunder
I say as I
growls
like
outside.
I try to inconspicuously slip my eyeball or my button out of the hole.
Do you want to give me a dexterity roll for that, or
No.
I know you don't, but do it.
All right, let's do this.
Can I assist him?
Oh, geez,
She gave you an assistance with a +1.
I'm gonna
All
roll
+1?
forward and with the scissors, dragging them on the floor and be like, kind of trying to take his attention for a minute.
Okay.
Well, I got a
Okay,
6.
Papa.
I got a 6.
Really?
Yeah, I got a 6.
I'll let you roll a charisma roll to see if you succeed at taking his attention.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that succeeds. Yeah, so he's like, "You look nervous, child. Aren't you ready for Stanley to learn his lesson?"
Yes, I've just never had to get the child to follow me yet.
I didn't think we'd make it this far. Stanley has been in need of a lesson being taught to him for a very long time, but I'm so proud of you children for doing such a great job. Now bring him to me.
We'll get him. We'll get him, Papa.
Now.
Yes, Papa. I say, and I trip a little bit as I like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz as I run out of the room.
Perfect. By now, the thunder outside has grown hungry, and the entire attic is bathed in darkness despite it being afternoon. The Oogly Boogly's eyes grow wide and hungry as it looks towards the door and reaches a shadowy paw across the floor to open the attic door once again for you. Slowly it creaks open. Flashes of lightning illuminate the hall as you see Stanley's door at the end of the hall. Bring him to me.
Oop.
All right. The door is closed.
It looks like it, yes.
Chubby wheels quietly side by side with, and she sort of says under her breath, "What do we do now? Do you believe those toys?"
I think I do. I can't hear you.
What do we do? I don't want to end up in the trash bin with all the other broken toys.
Me neither. I think we need to talk to Stanley.
Okay.
And you arrive at Stanley's door. That's lightning. Justin's got a sound effect.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't have it set
You
up.
don't have to. No, that's fine.
Oh no, I don't. It was perfect.
Should I knock?
Yeah. Yeah, you should knock, I say as I'm kind of cowering behind the lamp pole.
She knocks on the door. Tiny little Barbie hand. Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, and at first nothing really seems to happen. It's pretty quiet. But I'll say you persist, and after a few moments, the door slowly opens. And Stanley stands there, his eyes wet with tears. And he looks down at you, confused, and then is about to shut the door again.
Don't cry, Stanley.
What? What?
Don't cry.
And he just sort of stands there, like, shocked.
I emerge from behind the standing lamp pole, and without even thinking, I kind of stagger up to him, and I wrap my arms around his leg, and burying my face into his shin, I say, I'm sorry. We did bad things, Stanley.
And he kind of sniffles and wipes. What are you talking about? What are you saying? What do you mean? You're toys. You can't talk.
We're talking, aren't we?
And
Stanley, have you ever heard a voice from under the bed?
voice from under the... No.
A sly voice with yellow eyes. Something that calls itself Papa.
No.
We need your help, Stanley. We need your help to save some toys, but we don't know how to do it. And we're probably upsetting Papa very bad right now. But maybe you can help us.
Give me a charisma roll.
Oh, fuck.
Or, well, yeah.
I look up
You
with
can
my,
do
like,
it.
one eye and
Do you wanna
thread,
give
like,
a-
sticking out.
Do you want to give it like an aid? It's also like thunder and lightning, and this like old doll's like,
I need you to help us. Yeah, my throat's probably like not sounding what mine. Oh, it probably sounds exactly. It sounds dusty and dry. I got a 5.
did you aid at all?
I'm trying. I
Um,
got a 9.
Yeah, so he sort of looks between the two of you. So what do you mean save the others?
The other toys, Stanley,
Where are they?
they're in the silver bucket. Attic.
In the attic? And he leans out and looks towards the attic down the hall.
They're broken. They were screaming to us to help them. They said that the
you,
Oogie Boogie put them there.
Mom and Dad yelled at me all day for the mess downstairs, but I didn't do it. Was that you?
we're very sorry.
He made us do it.
It was what Papa wanted. We also took your gun The Oogie Boogie has it. Papa has it.
My gun is in the attic? And he turns and he takes a step into the hallway.
No, don't go. He'll get you. If you go in the attic, he'll get you.
Scaring me.
I'm just saying. You have to stay in the light. Don't go in the dark.
Is there a way for you to stay in the light?
He turns around and walks back into his bedroom and grabs from his drawer a flashlight and turns it back on. Will this work?
Yeah. That'll work.
And he turns and he walks out into the hallway and points the flashlight down towards the attic door. And he says, "Your friends are in there? And my gun is in there?"
Yeah. Turn on all the lights, though.
Okay. And he starts moving down the hallway and enters the attic and flicks on the attic light as he does. And the single sort of lone light bulb in the attic that swings in the thunderous wind that hits the outside of the walls sort of causes the shadows to move slightly in the darkness. And he nervously looks around as the two of you wheel in behind him. He says, "Where are your friends?"
They're right there.
Into the bin. He points and takes off the top and lifts up the garbage bag. And he puts it down on the floor next to him. And it says, "And where's your papa?"
Under the bed. Don't go there.
And he looks towards under the bed and shakes his flashlight pointed at it and nervously sort of looks under to see his toy gun lying under the bed. "Oh, that's my gun."
Can't get it.
"It's okay." And he walks
Rufus
over.
is watching nervously from Stanley's pant leg.
And Stanley takes a step towards the bed as the light is shining on the gun underneath it. As he does, the lights flicker and the attic light turns out, but the flashlight stays under the bed, keeping it bathed in light. He nervously glances back towards the two of you. "It's okay." And he turns and bends down for the gun and holds his hand there for a second as he turns towards the flashlight. "Chubby, what are you doing?"
Choopy's like, "Call your mom! Mom!"
And he looks at you and says, "Mom, Mom!" And as he calls it, the toys that he had dumped out are sort of all climbing out of the bag, and he kind of frantically screams, "Mom!" just as the shadowy corners from the room begin leaching forward from behind the flashlight, and a single hand reaches from behind and just knocks it. And the flashlight begins spinning around the room, illuminating this underside of the bed every so often as the yellow eyes of the Oogly Boogly come into full view against the back wall. And for the first time, you see the Oogly Boogly's mouth, its sharp, dark, white teeth smiling against the black wall as you hear Stanley scream out. He leans over the bottom of the bed, reaching for his gun, which is now hollow and empty, as you see the Oogly Boogly's hand reach up and grab him and pull him down under the bed. In an instant, he's gone. The light continues to move and settle on the attic door.
Chubby is just staring, wide eyes, mouth agape. Ah!
The other toys that are disassembled and torn are sort of pulling out of the bag. "You did it. You gave the Oogly Boogly Stanley."
No!
We didn't mean to. We didn't want to.
We can save him!
No, you can't. No one can go to the Oogly Boogly land.
She rolls underneath the bed.
Just does it.
Yeah.
And Rufus, you see her gone.
Chubby! Chubby! Oh no! Oh no! And I take a few unsteady steps backwards, and I fall on my soft bum. And I look around at these other toys. How are they looking?
They're all sort of frantic and torn, sad, some of them. And most of them with their heads shaking.
We need to get her. We need to get her back.
One of them starts unraveling his like stomach guts, which happens to be like a long piece of rope, and he walks up to you and ties it around your waist. It's like a small plastic faced garden gnome, and he's like, all right, we'll pull you back when you're done. And he starts like walking you towards the edge of the darkness underneath the bed.
Thank you. I'm coming, Chubby, I say as I jump under the bed as well.
And with a harsh push, you fall, and you're falling in this ice-cold air. All of a sudden, you're surrounded by violets and purples, crystal-like caverns, walls that seem to fall past you faster than light, dark streaks of blackness that fly higher and higher. And as you hit the bottom with a wet, spongy thump, you're in sort of a purplish, greenish bog. It's pitch black, nothing but the sparkling reflections of, looks like glass on the floor, and the fog around you seem to be present. The stench is overwhelming as you turn and see Chubby brushing her wheels from this sort of violet mud that is caked in them. Thick, wet prints of a young boy's bare feet lead off towards one direction as the two of you look at each other.
And without a word, I push myself up and begin following the prints, looking up and around. I'm going to do a perception check.
Yes. And Chubby, what is you doing?
Chubby's having a hard time fitting her head around what just happened. To her, Rufus seemed like a real live bear for a minute, growling, angry at her. And then as he called her name, he turned back into himself with the eye hanging down. She feels taller than she's ever been before.
Yeah, and as Rufus looks around and sort of describes, you see these tall, sort of like stalactite-esque, or stalagmite-esque, almost like mushrooms in a way. They're sort of sharp to a point and have almost these lids that seem to float on them under jets of steam. These reflecting diamond-esque rocks litter the ground, but they're embedded in almost a cake-like flooring, porous and soft beneath your feet. Fog rolls over everything, and it is just dark as far as the eye can see, other than what looks to be stars filling the entirety of the world. You see the rope running straight up into the darkness, and the feet that lead off down a small stone path to where the road rises sort of to meet you.
Stanley!
Stanley! Stanley!
As you call it Stanley, you hear a voice, a deep, guttural laughing down the embankment towards what looks to be some sort of water.
Stanley! Ruby starts rolling forward, her locomotion thick with mud and silt of this place.
And the two of you begin following the footprints down, and as you do, you see the small silhouette of a boy lying on a slab with a hulking creature leaning over him on a stone slab. As you come down the end of the path, you see the creature turn towards you. The smile once again creeping across the lower half of its face, the yellow eyes unmistakable to you as the Oogly Boogly smiles. Children, you've done so well for your papa, and yet it took so many children to do what you two have accomplished in only a day. I am so proud of you. Proud of what you have given me. My first meal in centuries. He turns to Stanley, who lies beside him. Mentally, he's exhausted. You can see his eyes twitching about in his head, nervous. He's almost taped down to this slab with black tendril like ivy, vine-like, attached to his body. And the Oogly Boogly turns towards you with a smile. You need not watch this.
What are you gonna do?
Why, turn young Stanley here into one of us, of course. He rubs his long fingers along Stanley's face, leaving black streaks, and for the first time you see the Oogly Boogly's skin, this effervescent, this shadowy fragment, almost like oil. He moves like liquid in water.
You can't do that.
Why?
He's not a bad boy.
Yes, he is. You made him a bad boy.
No. No, that was you.
Oh, was it? Was it me that took his favorite toy, causing him to act up? Was it me who decided to put shoes in the fridge, pour soap on the floor, and tell his parents that he hates them?
Yes.
You told us to do it. But we were the ones who did it, Chubby. We were the ones who listened.
Well, then let Stanley go. We're the ones who belong here. Rolls forward toward the monster.
Your lives are worthless. I have given them to you, and I will take them away when I am done with you. I created you just like I created all my other children to do my bidding. See, a young boy like Stanley needs to be weak in the mind in order to come down here with me. Again, he runs his hand over his face. It's impossible for me to bring a young child like this into our world. Only when his defenses are low, when he feels like the world has abandoned him, when his parents no longer love him, that is the time that I can bring him down here. His mind is weak. You cannot save him. And you can see Stanley sort of like fighting, his eyes flicking around, almost disbelieving what he's seen.
Chubby, we need to make his mind stronger. How?
We have to tell him about his favorite things.
Right, his favorite things.
Stanley!
And you can see
Stanley!
him sort of fight turning towards you, the vines like holding his face down. He sort of turns.
Remember your big fluffy cat!
And Stanley sort of turns and says, Mittens?
Mittens! Mittens has a terrible temper, and she's so fluffy!
Yeah. And one of the vines sort of loosens around his waist, and the Oogly Boogly turns towards you. Stop that now!
And what about your duck? Your duck who
you take baths with.
You take baths with it. That's right.
Yeah. And a small smile creeps across his face as you can see his eyes starting to focus again, understanding where he is. The vines loosening again. The Oogly Boogly takes a step towards you and says, I created you and I can stop it. And he snaps his fingers, and immediately, Teddy, you feel like your feet just sort of stop working.
Oh, what's happening?
Fumble forward. That life that I've gifted you, I'm taking it back.
Stanley, think about your room. Think about your room. Think about being in your bed. Think about being under the covers with your flashlight reading your books.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't feel my legs, Chubby. I can't feel my legs. I can't move.
He walks up to you and picks you up and starts pulling threads from Rufus as you continue to weep. But Stanley sort of turns and he's fighting the idea that vine's loosening once again. There's sort of one last thick vine around his legs.
Shubi speeds over to where he is and starts crawling up the way that she did when she was trying to frighten him. Stanley, remember your parents. How much they love you. Stanley, think about your parents. Stanley.
Stanley wakes up on top of the bed in the attic. The old quilt that lies beneath him he's never really used or seen before. He thinks it belonged to his grandmother. The sweat bathing his body is almost cold now as the thunderstorm has passed. He swings his feet over the side of the bed and stands looking around the attic as if waking from a bad dream. He remembers coming in here. He remembers dumping the contents of the garbage onto the floor. And he remembers looking down. He reaches between his feet and picks up a teddy bear. Its inside's mostly pulled out, soft, its eye loose, and in his other hand, a Barbie train. He looks at it bizarrely for a second and then back towards the bed. He leans over and looks underneath it to see darkness. And after a moment he hesitates but reaches into it and pulls out his toy gun. He tucks it into his waistband and heads with toys in hand down to his father to ask for his help in repairing them. And we are going to end there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was whatever that game was called, Little Horrors. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Woo!
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
That was
fun.
a blast.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Stanley.
Good call in the ending there with
Yeah,
reminding
the
him
parents.
of.
That was all Justin. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to ram him. That's all my trained body knows how to do.
No, yeah, you hit it with the parents actually, because I was thinking about the gun, and then doing like Western. But I'm really glad that you said the parents actually, because I don't know that the gun is an escape, and the parents even though he picks up the gun at the end and he's he puts it in his pocket. I think that on a subconscious level, he recognizes his parents' love for him.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that really what it's done in the end?
That message that you gave him.
It was very good. Endgame XP does not go to Justin. Endgame XP goes to the person who wrote this game. This game
who's that? Who wrote
this game
that?
was not written by me. Tonight's game was written by my friend Bjorn Peterson.
Yay. Good job, Bjorn.
Bjorn! Fantastic.
Yeah, he. I gave the. We talked about the premise, and I said I want to do a game where they play toys and blah blah blah. And I said, but you figure out the story. And he wrote the bullet points of what the story was, and then we ran it from there. So, well done, Bjorn. You are the first featured in our community games, where we take a game that you guys that we have a concept and you do the storyline and we run it from there. So thank you so much, Bjorn, for doing such an amazing game. You win Endgame XP.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
That was
had a
a
blast.
really cool game, dude.
Thanks, Bjorn.
Yeah, thank you, Bjorn. And that is it from us. Hope you have a wonderful evening. We will see you next Wednesday. We have some announcement coming up. We're going to be doing another 10-parter pretty soon, so get excited for that. And we also have some new 2-3 shots parters coming up. I'll tell you that I ended up buying the Alien role-playing game, which is really cool. So I think I'm going to run a 2 or 3 parter for that. Pre-gen characters, new rule system. I just have to get my head into the mode where I want to read a new rule system. So
I am free on the 3rd, so we'll probably start that 10-parter.
Well, we'll do an announcement for that.
Yeah, well,
Cute. Anyway, that is it from us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. And as my gal Jo always likes to say,
it is my bedtime.
it's my bedtime, guys. Good night.